look at this, man. I'm cooking right now. Hey, Johnny, don't troll the troll, boy. I got something for you, Go Giants Kingdom. I'ma smoke you, boy. You wanna put up memes, that's all you good at. Cause you still do reruns every Friday night on the Exposure Show. Reruns. Zesty Jeffries. You zesty with the Jeffries. Cause you are the Zesty Jeffries.
You do realize they can hear you, right?
Alright, that's the whole point. That's the whole point. I want to be a music to play out.
What is going on?
You know he's been a yapper.
Oh my god.
And y'all want to cut me off talking about stuff? Friday night, the song called Exposed, you go get exposed. All you can do is Pee Wee Herman. But one thing you can't do is talk about my basketball action, cause you ain't got none. Rudy Gobert is a better athlete than Hakeem Olajuwon. What type of nigga that know basketball was thinking that, man? Your basketball card is cool, dude. So keep throwing your memes up, cause I'ma have a meme. I'ma have something for you, cause you remind me of somebody. You remind me of a cat that always co-signs and always ride with somebody that he loves. So when them memes come out, I want to see how you gonna respond then. And then we got Zeno capping for Asia Wilson. Man, what type of BS is that, man? She was average in the series. Wasn't even the best player game by game. She got her ass whooped. Man, look, man, end of the day, man, y'all gonna see her ass whooping Friday night. Just understand that. But I'm gonna let the other real music play. I just want to talk my shit now, you know what I'm saying? Stuff going on. You just a liar, and you just a capper like everybody else. I think you and H are in the same conversation. Just delusional and don't know what the hell y'all talking about. That's just how it is. I put y'all in the same category. That's just how it goes. Crossover, the team for the cook. We for have the hottest show this week.
Yo, what's good
Salute
with
to
y'all?
everybody, man. I got do-rag energy today.
Why you gotta do right
Do-rag
energy,
energy today.
Nah, he's just an OG rider. That's what he is. Okay.
Nah, I just got do-rag energy today, and you an age rider, and you see what that got you. You see what that?
Oh no, I listen. Unapologetically, I'm an age rider. What about that? What about it?
Man, you need to shoot your shot, man. Shoot your shot out.
Nah, sadly, she's with a 6'9" guy. You know, I was busy crying. I was thinking to myself, why not me?
Oh man, you know they ain't gonna last too long, so you'll have a chance.
You think
On that note, No, that though. Let's first of all, welcome chat. Salute my brothers. How y'all been, man? How y'all Wednesdays going, man? How y'all Wednesdays going, man?
Man, we chilling, man. I just know niggas gonna get smoked this week, man. All this meme stuff and all this little clown show stuff, man. Hey, do your talking with your talking points, man. Cause I heard some of your talking earlier this week. Hey, Johnny. And hey, Johnny, you got smoked
Why
already.
he say
So
his name? Why he say his name like that?
oh man, just put a little more emphasis on it. Just having a little fun with it, man. Cause I'm cooking all day on this show. Crossover gonna be lit. Crossover gonna be hyped today, man. Niggas gonna be mad at what I say. Casual go have some criticism for me. I know Zeno is. Sturdy gonna be laughing throughout the whole show. And y'all in the chat gonna love this show. Cause we cook bombs all across this YouTube streets. And hey, I cook you too, boy. He started it. Hey, Johnny started with the memes. Pee Wee Herman. So Pee Wee Herman just go keep messing with him. Tell the bum to work on his talking points instead of working on memes. He good with memes though. He excellent. I think he the best on YouTube when it comes to the cut scenes with the memes. He great at that. Before basketball talk, that nigga suck. And that's just point blank period. We finna get on to the show though.
That's no doubt. That's no doubt. Zeno, my brother from overseas. How you feeling, man?
We Gucci. We Gucci. We busy listening to him, troll. So, we fine, we fine.
Casual, you good?
Of course, I'm always good, man. What's good, my brother?
Why
Happy
he
Wednesday,
came in
guys.
lying. That's crazy.
Man,
All right,
shout
let's
out to
get this.
Kev.
Damn.
Hey, 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 but guess what? You say I hate LeBron. I actually love LeBron James. He in my
How did
top three
LeBron
all
even
time.
come up? We didn't even mention
Now,
LeBron.
I'm just looking at the chat, bro. I'm just looking at the
But
chat.
Herm is just being a responsible person and enticing rivalries, talking about, the mentioning the him there, the GOAT. But speaking of the GOAT, let's hit things off with something that just happened. The Aces fall to the Liberty.
Yep.
Game four from 76-62. After being down 3-0 after a dominant performance in game three, the Aces they tried to come back and continue that momentum in game four. However, they just couldn't really get over that hump. The Aces couldn't really knock down the shots. They shot actually 32% that day, in opposed to the Liberty, who shot nearly 40 in the high 40s in that game, and they couldn't contain Sabrina, who gave them 22 points on 50% from the field. Now, before let's get straight to it, man. Is this an indictment on Agent Wilson? Like what? They had huge aspirations. The Aces had aspirations to three-peat, the only second WNBA team to do that in history. But the real question is, how did she perform? How did the future GOAT perform? Her, kick it off.
She was average. End of the day, she was 4 points below her regular season average. Her MVP average, by the way, when she averaged the most points in the regular season, she was below her average. She didn't really dominate the boards like she typically does. Defensively, she was okay, but she didn't do what she was supposed to do. She didn't dominate like I saw Collier did last night for the Minnesota Lynx. End of the day, when people put these GOAT statuses on you, you got to perform like one. At the end of the day, like I told people, slow down. Because the New York Liberty was on a mission. They reminded me of how they came out, like how the Spurs did after losing to Miami in 2012. They came back at 13. They came back at 13, was on fire, and broke records with that absolute shooting display that they put on the Miami Heat. So Liberty kind of came with that same focus. They've been the most solid team throughout the whole WNBA season, top to bottom. They probably got the best. They got the best roster in basketball. They got a great bench. They just got a great team, period. And I feel like the Aces would have to play damn near perfect basketball to beat this team this year. Liberty learned from their mistakes last year, and they got them better as a team. And at the end of the day, you know, I'm not surprised by it, but a lot of people that are Adrian Wilson fans was hoping that the Aces was gonna get through. Hell, was saying they was gonna get through because Adrian Wilson supposedly the best player in basketball. Don't get it twisted, y'all. Best players in their team, so they get their ass whooped sometimes. But for her performance in these playoffs, she wasn't the best player on the floor game in and game out. Now we've seen LeBron James losing efforts, being the best player every game, no matter what, even though he lost a series. Same thing with Michael Jordan. But in her case, even when they won, Jackie Young basically held it down for the Aces in that particular game that they won. So honestly, she was average in the series, man, and she got to bounce back next year for real.
Mm, that's an
Just go,
interesting take,
just go,
Amos.
just go, Justin. Just go. I'm not gonna.
Nah, 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 nah,
Nah,
nah,
nah, nah,
nah, nah.
nah, nah.
Cause
Go.
I've earned the right. I get to go last because I told
Nah,
you niggas what was gonna happen. So you go, because he's
no,
going at your goat right now, and he's
no, no,
capping.
no. You
He's
go,
capping
you go,
though.
you
He's
go,
capping
you go
though.
first. You go first,
Okay, all
and then
right.
I'll go last because I know
Okay,
you want to get some shit off. Come on.
okay. So first off, um, yeah, he's just chatting. He's chatting. Anybody that's watched the Aces this past season, Asia Wilson has been the show. Their success starts and ends with Asia Wilson, and even in the game supposedly that Jackie Young showed out. Jackie Young showed out from the standpoint of she scored 24 points. Asia Wilson scored 19, and then on top of that, she was the primary facilitator for essentially everything that started with that team, and actually a large contributor, even larger contributor to what they did in game three against the Liberty was Kelsey Plum. Kelsey Plum has been like wildly inefficient at times for them from a shooting standpoint. She gave them 20, shooting 43% from three. That's something that like they needed, quite literally. Not saying they didn't need Jackie Young, but they needed Kelsey Plum to show up because Adrian Wilson, every time she was going downhill, it was like everybody could sell out to contest her because Jackie Young, Kelsey Plum, and I think Tiffany, I forget her
Tiffany
last
hit.
name.
Tiffany
Yeah,
Amos.
she was missing her threes as well. So it's like Adrian Wilson was essentially like a one-man army for the most part, going up against the Liberty. However, I told y'all this was going to happen. I told you guys. I hate to say it. No, I'm lying. I love to tell you guys. I told you so. I told you the Liberty were going to be in the finals. I told you guys before they even faced the Aces that the Aces were going to be dealt with a tall task because the Liberty are the actual best team in the WNBA. Now, what actually surprised me, because I will not act as if I just like foresaw everything. I knew Brianna Stewart was going to go into the series and she was going to match whatever production Asia Wilson did, and she did. She gave you 22 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal and a block, and while only turning over the ball 2 times. Fantastic. However, the true best player in this series, I had no prediction was going to be Sabrina
Sabrina.
Ionescu. Sabrina Ionescu
Even though she was
had her
inefficient. Yeah.
fingerprint through this entire series, giving you 18 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, uh turning the ball over 4 times. So don't get me wrong. She did turn over the ball at like a wild rate. However, when
Oh
Courtney
shit.
Vandersloot got reduced more or less to a setup shooter, Sabrina started to take on more of the ball handler responsibility and had to start to go downhill, off ball, on ball, to force the defense to pay attention to her as much as they were paying attention to Brianna Stewart. And so with that level of attention that's forced on 2 star caliber players, think of the opportunities that that creates for players like Courtney Vandersloot. Think of the opportunities that are created for what is her name, Benesia. Think of the opportunity that are created for Jonquil Jones, who shot I think she shot like 36%, 37% this series. Think of the opportunities that are created for them. A Nayara Sabali, you know what I'm saying? And so really what
Fuck that man.
happened this
She's
series
shit.
is just Sabrina Ionescu and Brianna Stewart were were the first and second best players in this series, and they played like it, and it showed on the court because it created the opportunities for the players that it needed to create opportunities for. And Asia Wilson couldn't do anything about it because she was a one-man army. In basketball, this is something that we preach all the time when the LeBron James conversations comes about. It's a team sport, right? So that's why they were able to knock off the Las Vegas Aces from being able to three-peat. But that is what happened, not what Herm is spilling about the Aces, Asia Wilson not being that good. Asia Wilson was dominant, and an argument can be made that she, even with me feeling as if Brianna Stewart played better, there is an argument that Asia Wilson actually was the second best player on that team because what she was doing defensively for them, giving you
You mean
two
in the
blocks while
series?
also giving you 21. Yeah, in that series, giving you two blocks while also giving you 21 on like damn near 50% shooting, and she shot 50% from the three in her own right, even though it was only one a game. That's impressive, bro. That was a fantastic series. Anybody that didn't get a chance to watch it, if you get a chance, please go back and watch it because the execution was fantastic on the Liberty part. Let's not take nothing away from them ladies.
Zeno, what's your take on the series and Asia Wilson's performance, man?
Um,
Your
I
go.
have to start off with talking about how congratulations to the New York Liberties to reaching the finals. You played very well. You pretty much out executed the Aces down the stretch of majority of the games. Um, those called Sabrina Ionescu being one of the best players in the series, if not being the best player in the series, is something that I didn't think when we all knew coming into the series that two big players coming in was going to be either was going to be Asia and also what's his name? What's her name? I
Brianna
blanked
Stewart.
out. Brianna. So Sabrina being able to put her head into a conversation where you have two of like the top 5 best players in the league and show that she is actually in that conversation, even though she showed out in the regular season, speaks to how great she was. But one thing I do have to say, and I do understand, is at a certain point, Asia is that great, and I've always been pushing it ever since I did get to watching this game. But there's only so much one player can do for a team, and I feel like that's something that gets missed. And I know Casual already explained that, so I'm not gonna say much more than that. But the other thing is that I just had to sit down and actually pay check. One of the things that Cam spoke about when it came to Asia was, oh, she went from scoring 27 points to 21 points. She's not she's not efficient. She's not doing to her own standard. The funniest thing is she scored 21 points. Well, that's one thing. Two, she was actually more efficient.
Yep.
she was more
More
efficient
efficient than
in
she was in the
she
regular
was
season.
exactly she was more efficient during that series than she was in a regular season, and she took how many less shots? Let me check. She took in a regular season 19.6. Throughout that little stretch, she took 15.3. So those are 4 less shots to get more points. So she's more efficient with less shots. So and scored 21 points. I don't know how you can argue that that's her problem. And then secondly, in a team that is built around the offense of your big, if you are constantly watching the team isolate the big and run their own offense, whether it's isolation or just trying to drive and kick, and the big is screaming, "Yo, I got a mismatch," or "Yo, pass the ball up here to my right hand," and they are just waving her off. There's only so much things as a big you can do, especially in the WNBA where bigs don't have the versatility of like in the NBA where like Bam could pick the ball up at half full court, Jokic can, Embiid can, Giannis can. Asia is not one of those bigs where it's realistic that she can go from her side of the court down to the court and isolate and create her own opportunities, just like an Embiid. That's the issue, and I feel like that's something that I feel like people need to understand, that if she's more AD in that sense than Embiid. If the team doesn't want to pass her the ball, there's only so much she can do. And that's one of the things I actually had an issue in the regular season, because there's so many games that I'm like watching, and the teams are what's called Jackie Young or Kelsey Plum are actively looking for their own shot and not looking for the mismatch Asia has. The only player that I want to say is like very kind of a lot more consistent in giving Asia post touches or just touches in the face-up game is Chelsea Gray. And also, Tiffany Hayes being not a consistent shooter, she's not really a player to be consistent like that as a three-point shooter. From my eye test, she's way more of like a grit and grind player where she's just gonna keep working hard to do her best at, like, you know, drawing fouls, or she's going to not draw fouls, she's going to crash the board, she's going to do as much as she can to, you know, just one of those like dirty players, those players that like mucking up games. Essentially, that's her game. So I think it's not the best idea to really speak about her ability to space the floor, because that's not her main attribute, in my opinion. Although,
Yeah,
I'm
but then
looking back,
when they put her on
she
the
is a spacer carrier.
I was just about to say, when they put her on the court, they put her on the court with the idea of they need that extra spacing, especially when they went with that lineup where I think it was like Chelsea Gray, Kelsey Plum, it was Tiffany Hayes, it was another player, and then it was Asia at the center. They were primarily running that because they needed Asia to have as much spacing as possible, because the way that New York was
It's
loading
about
up on
Alicia
her.
Clark.
Yes. The way that they were loading up on Asia, the only thing that they really could do was run like Asia at the top of at like the free throw line, and just
Mhm.
expect for her to be able to like make the right pass at the right time. And this is where I get to the point where I'm gonna ask you and Sturdy, do y'all see now what I was saying about Asia when we were looking for NBA comparisons, and I said AD because of like the playmaking lapses that she has.
Oh no, I get but
Yeah. She's
I've never denied that though. That's the thing.
I think
No,
it's
no,
yeah,
no,
too
no.
she's
much.
Yeah.
definitely she's definitely like a defensive archetype.
Hmm.
She's basically a defensive scorer who can score. A defense
Yes.
player who can score,
Yeah,
basically, right?
Yeah.
she
And
realistically, like, if she was in the NBA, she's a defensive one, offensive two. But
Yes.
Who
because
yeah,
cares
she's
about
great
that?
in comparison for
Who
every
cares?
other player in the league, she's a defensive one and an offensive one.
Who
Where
cares?
Hmm.
Who cares?
but
Let,
later
yeah,
hear her, and then we gonna give our reaction to the other series, a brief reaction, and leading up to a prediction to the championships. All right, later hear her.
yeah, man. End of the day, when it comes to any other basketball player that's ever played, man or woman, if their points significantly drop below their season average in the playoffs by 5 or more points, typically you say that player did not play to their standards. And for people to want to now, you want to blame the Plums, the Grays, the Youngs, and all them just because they didn't win. So end of the day, from now on, for anybody that's talking like that, to use those talking points when they win, give credit to the whole damn team and coaching staff. When they lose, do the blame the same way. Don't sit up there and give one player all the goddamn praise when they win, but when they lose, you want to blame the damn teammates. End of the day, she did not play to her MVP standard. Her points dropped 6 points off her regular season average. Typically, when that happens, they're not playing to their standards. So to ignore that factor alone and just want to sit up there and blame the poor play of the teammates, end of the day, the Liberty just a better damn team. And ain't nothing wrong with just saying that the Liberty a better team. But when it comes to Adrian Wilson, tell the damn truth. As great as she is, her ass did not play to her standard. She was 6 points below her damn average. And that's typically that's all it is too. Man, let's move on to this
Herm,
goddamn this
Herm, Herm.
predictions, man.
My
Hakeem
favorite
Olajuwon.
part this whole
Hakeem.
time. Go
Hold on, hold
go
on, hold on,
ahead.
hold on.
Go,
Hakeem
go.
Olajuwon in 1990 went from 24 points to 18 points. Are we gonna
All
call him a
right, that
playoff
was
dropper?
he had a bad series. He had a bad series too when that happened.
So you gonna say that when he shot 51%?
No, but
He
he
shot
still had a
51%.
bad series because he did dominate. You can't always base somebody playing good because
He
they
averaged
shot 50%
6 blocks in
from the
that.
field. No,
He averaged six
no.
blocks.
Here's the thing though. If my points, I'm a 24 point per game score, I dropped to 18. Even though I may have shot 50% from the field, doesn't mean that I'm playing good. Doesn't mean that my impact is as great as it once was in the regular season. We
If I
gotta
have
stop
three,
use.
if
We
I
gotta
if I'm
stop
giving
using
you,
field. We gotta stop using field goal percentage as a talking point to say if someone's playing well or not. You could shoot.
Yeah, six
DeAndre
blocks is
Jordan
great.
shot over.
that's what I'm saying.
DeAndre
If I'm
Jordan.
giving you, that's what I'm saying. This is
Nah, but what I'm
stupid,
saying,
Herm, because if
DeAndre
I'm giving
Jordan
you
shot over
19,
6.
if I'm giving
DeAndre
you
Jordan,
19
I see
and
DeAndre Jordan.
DeAndre Jordan
I
wasn't
seen
giving you, he's not
DeAndre
giving you
Jordan
six
in a couple
blocks, Herm.
series going 8 for 9 in the game. Doesn't mean that he was playing well in the damn game. Stop using field goal percentage as a talking point to say somebody playing well. She did not play to her
Herm,
standards. Her impact was not
That's
as great
fine.
in that
That's
series, man.
fine.
It
But
ain't no stop. That's
listen to
BS,
me.
man.
Listen to
Man, we
me.
gotta
If
live. We gotta
Hakeem
move
in
on,
19,
though, Cal.
hold on.
We
No,
gotta
no, no.
move on, man.
If Hakeem in 1990 is giving you
And
24
they got
points,
their ass
14
whooped in
rebounds,
90.
and
And they
gave you
got their
five
ass whooped in the
blocks,
first round.
and then
He
in the
played
postseason he
bad.
proceeds to give
He
you
played bad.
19,
He got his ass
12,
whooped.
and 6 blocks and
I
three
don't give a damn. He
steals.
got his ass whooped.
All
Okay.
right, we go.
Yeah, yeah.
He
All
did
right.
not
All
play to
right, bro.
his
I
standards in
don't know
that
what to
first
tell you.
round
I
loss.
don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, Sturdy.
Stop that BS, man. You said Hakeem Olajuwon
I don't know what to tell
1990,
you,
and he
Sturdy.
got his ass kicked in the first round, man. Stop that
Yeah.
BS, man.
No, it's all good, man. I like the energy, man. It just we have
Oh
different.
my
Everybody
God.
just have different. Everybody just have different perspectives and opinions.
I
I
want Reed
just
Brandon to shut the hell up,
let's
Sturdy.
let's
That's what I
um
want.
let's nah let's finish the WNBA segment with this. All right, I need
All right.
y'all reaction, a brief reaction to the other
Hold up.
series, and most importantly, I need y'all predictions for the championship. How many games is going? Who gonna win? And just add a quick bonus. Who you think is gonna be the best player in the series? Star Wars Zeno. Go ahead, brother.
Against, you see, I want Nafisa to win, so, just because I have a new profound likeness for her game. She has the best footwork
Mhm.
in the league. Her
You
post
got a
play is
crush on me. I respect it.
amazing.
I
All
respect
right, you got it. But it was called her post
She is
game is
beautiful.
elite.
it. Hey, man, he got taste.
The fact that the team actually plays around her post play, and you can see it in majority of the time where they're running pick and roll and they're looking for her, not looking for their own offense. A lot of that type of stuff just makes me think bro, this team can really win. Now they had a close series against the Suns, which I'm afraid.
Oof.
And if I'm going to be real with you, that alone makes me think the Liberty should win. But I'm just gonna believe in my player is better than your player, and that's why I think that what's called the was it the Minnesota Lynx is gonna win.
What? Oh, y'all just continue to disappoint me, bro. Continue to disappoint me.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I'll always disappoint you against that super team. Oh yeah, definitely.
and not a. Oh God. Okay.
They not
So
a super
casual,
team.
casual. Brief reaction to the other series and who you think is gonna win the championship and who's gonna be the best player of the series. How many games is going?
I thought that Lynx versus Sun game was going to that Lynx versus Sun series was going to be the closest series that we saw this entire postseason, and it delivered in every which way. That was the
I
first
thought
thing
it wasn't going to be. I thought it
that
was
I
going to
thought.
be the other one.
Really? Oh
Yeah,
no, no.
I thought the reason
Anybody?
why the
Oh,
reason
go ahead, go
why
ahead.
I thought
Hmm.
both the Lynx and Suns team were a very good. They're both really great defensive teams, but
Hmm.
I wasn't moved by the Suns offense, while I was moved by the
Agreed.
Lynx's offense. That's why I was thinking, okay, this team could be like this could be like a 4 game series, a 3 game series, because it's like, okay, 3 games is crazy, but a 4 game series, because I'm thinking like, yeah, both teams are really great defensive teams, but one team actually has a offensive number one, and the other have a bunch of number twos trying to make up the ability to make a one, and
That's
To
that's
put
why
it
I
cap.
thought,
That's cap.
who's
to
who's
put it
the
simple.
who's the scorer on the team? Who's the scorer that's actually
On the
capable?
Sun,
Yeah,
it was
that's
Hembry.
capable. That is capable to go off as
It was
well
Membry.
as
It was
Collier.
Marino. It was Marino.
Yeah,
And
I
It was
Bonner,
know.
Marino
Bonner
that could
got
potentially do that.
Bonner is capable too.
To liable to go off like what's called
She
Nafisa.
do.
Bonner is capable. Bonner is capable of going bombs away from three. But at this stage of her career, you asking her to be the focal point of your offense, bro. Come on now. Let's
Come
be
on.
serious. However, the Suns' defense, I feel like you're majorly understating them, Zeno. I think the Suns' defense this entire season, there's a significant difference between the links, and that's why I thought this was going to be close. I think the Lynx's offense was truly going to be tested, and the only team that outside of, well, no, really, because I don't even think the Lynx defense is going to necessarily stop them. I think the only team that could have stopped them was the Suns because of their defense. The Suns defense is so, how do I explain it? You remember the Memphis Grizzlies back in the day? That's the Sun. They have defensive positions at almost every single position. They have defensive players that can be able to do an exceptional job against just about any star in the WNBA, from Dejanay Carrington to Membry to Alyssa Thomas. They have a lot of great defensive players, and so I knew going into that series that was going to be a dogfight. But if there was a team that was going to be up to the task of it, it would be the Lynx, because, and this is the other part of my brief summary. I don't want to hear no more about Alyssa Thomas being better than Nafisa, being
Oh
better than
God,
being.
bruh.
Yes,
I
yes. I
mean,
don't want to hear no
That was
more
the
about
thing.
that.
That was the
We're
we
thing.
done with
That
knew
was
these
the
that.
main thing that I
conversations.
was trying to. That
I
was the
mean, we
main
knew
thing
that.
that I
Yeah,
was afraid of,
Alyssa. No, no, no,
because
no, 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 no.
go go go.
You knew that. I knew that. Zeno knew that. Sturdy was debating it,
Because the
and I
thing
was
is,
trying to
yeah,
tell him.
people are trying to tell me that list is that level, but the issue is, I saw the writing on the wall since, like, firstly one in the regular season, but especially in that first round.
Nah,
I'm
no,
sorry
no.
to tell
We're
you
not gonna
this,
act like
yeah.
the regular season Alyssa Thomas wasn't spectacular. However,
I'm
you
score
could
about
see
I'm
which
talking
game was
strictly scoring
translatable in the
wise. I'm talking
postseason.
about strictly scoring wise. You're missing my point here. We don't talk about we
Mhm.
don't talk about offensively. We understand what brings to an offensive team as a passer playmaker. I understand that. I'm talking about strictly as a scorer. She was not moving me as that, and I knew
Mhm.
that she was. I knew that was gonna be the downfall of her team, because she's just not the scorer that you need her to be, and especially on a team that has all the playmaking and the like all around surrounding players that could actually be scorers. They need
Mhm.
someone who can score enough to push them over the top, and she just wasn't able to. And I
Yeah.
knew she wasn't going to be able to, since the first 2 games against this could the first, I think, yeah, 2 games against Kanan Clark, right? She played against,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, she's gonna get fried. I knew she wasn't gonna win that series.
I mean, she played well, and I mean, I'm not even gonna. I agree with basically just about everything you said. I just think going into that series, the thing that I was looking at was what is the separator between the two? Because in Nafisa's case, Nafisa is the more well-rounded scorer. Obviously, post scoring is more polished, and she can space the floor as well. In Alyssa Thomas's case, she's the more
Elite
she's the
passer
better
playmaker.
she's more elite in the facilitating realm, specifically in
Mhm.
transition. And that's what kept the game close. They were creating turnovers and getting steals. Like, that game got messy at times, and that's exactly what the Sun needed to stay in the series. Um however,
But that's a
however,
good point, Captain. That's a good point, Captain.
yeah. However,
That's a good point. Go ahead.
I think Nafisa is she's a superior player. She is the third best player in this WNBA. And I think going into this series against Minnesota
Third, who's the second best?
against New York. Oh, it's Brianna Stewart, bro.
Mm,
Brianna
Oh,
I
I think I
Yeah, the
think
Beyond
I
Yeah,
Stewart
think
is definitely
I
Brianna
think
second
Stewart.
best.
Nafisa better. I
But
think
She's the
but
Nafisa
second
is
Herm,
best.
better. I think
but
Nafisa
Herm,
beats
who
Brianna, but
who you
I
think?
think, and I was just about to say in this
Mhm.
series, where the Lynx are going against the New York Liberty, I don't see why you would think that Feeder would have a chance in hell of beating New York. New York's offense is just too complex and to figure out, and yet their system is so well ran. They don't solely rely on Sabrina, as you saw in the series before they even went up against the Aces. They're not even solely reliant on Brianna Stewart, as you saw in the series against the Aces. They get their production from like about like four people, and it could go Courtney, then Sabrina and Brianna. It could go Brianna, then Courtney, then Sabrina, and it could go Sabrina and then Brianna and then
Nah.
Courtney. Like it doesn't really matter how you want it, you're gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? And when it
hey
comes to the
yo,
links, they are reliant at
Yeah,
times,
that is.
over reliant on Nafisa's post scoring. And that fadeaway, as we saw in that first game against the Sun, oh, it can get you messed up. It can get you shot out of games sometimes if you rely on
So
hey,
it too heavily.
I believe in Nafisa. That's
so
what I'm
yes.
saying, bro.
So so bet you're basically saying the Liberty are a balanced, more balanced team. They have a higher chance of winning, while on the Lynx, on the other hand, they're more to rely on one or two best players on their team, which is not going to be enough to overcome the Knicks' total team effort.
The Knicks, the Liberty, bro, the Liberty.
Lynx.
Come
I'm
on now.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
New York Knicks.
we ain't respecting. Yeah, we ain't
Links. No,
respecting.
no,
We ain't
Liberty. No,
respecting
you
the
you can get
Knickerbockers.
you can get the mix up. You get the Knicks, round Knicks, similar to the Lynx, New York Liberty. You can get the mix up.
Hey,
But I get you.
Sturdy gonna be part of a parade in New York City, man. The Liberty go pull it off, man. So Sturdy gonna
No,
get
I'm
a
dead. I'm
Yeah,
ticket.
dead trying to. I'm dead trying to finesse
Sturdy
some
yeah,
gonna
tickets.
get
yeah.
a ticket and
Study. When are
But
you
everything,
getting
man.
some tickets? When are you getting some tickets to the game? When did that happen?
I mean, he got a support ring from me, a New
hey,
Yorker,
man,
man.
what you talking about, bro? New York don't win that often like that. The Yankees got a good chance. You
Hey,
know what
the
I'm saying?
Yankees
But
and the
like,
Mets may
That's what I'm
win.
saying. When are
The
you gonna get
Yankees
some
and the
tickets to the
Mets.
Liberty? When you gonna get some tickets to the Liberty finals? You going to the finals, bro?
I just told you I'm about to finesse some right now, bro. Man, we ain't gotta
All
talk
right,
about it like that.
it'll be easy to
Mm.
come through. He'll get some.
No, but Herb, let's wrap this up. Who you got for the championship predictions? How many games is going? Who won the chip?
Man, I got Liberty in 5 games, man.
All right. But speaking of hating and controversial topics, we're gonna get to our main topic with Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal, kind of, we all know is the all-time great player, obviously a top 5 center,
Mhm.
yada yada yada, right?
All time
But
great here too.
exactly that point, Zeno. The thing is, Shaquille O'Neal, whether it be Rudy Gobert, Dwight Howard, Donovan Mitchell at times, like he's been known recently as a more so a controversial sports personality at times. Now, for
At
some people,
times,
yeah, for some people, it's a duality to it, right? Zeno has a bipolar perspective for the consensus, right? On one hand, you got one side that see it as hate, and on the other hand, the other side see it as constructive criticism. Now, I'm about to play a few tapes, and y'all give me y'all reaction and overall synopsis of, is it hate or is it criticism? Shaq's opinions of some of these players, but nevertheless, but as I get these going, what y'all think of some of Shaq's like recent comments that comes into mind in regards to some of these players?
who's the worst player in the league? Ben Simmons and Rudy Gobert. You're not Superman. What's called? I didn't know your game. What's called? I apologize. What was it? I apologize. I didn't. Here it is. I owe you an apology. I did not respect your game. I wasn't familiar with your game. Jesus Christ, holy fuck. I meant to say I owe you an apology. I wasn't really familiar with your game. Those are like 3-4 quotes that I remember off of Shaq. And I don't even be listening to main media. That's how crazy it is.
I think it be overblown. He just animated, so I think his criticisms is warranted. He just be animated with his criticism, so I don't see nothing wrong with it. Who has a right to question Shaquille O'Neal really with some of his criticism, especially when it comes to the center position? And I think if anybody can speak upon it, he's one of those guys that could talk his shit, and nobody should feel the way about it.
We did something to Shaq. I don't maybe because when we was playing against each other, I was probably joking and laughing while doing some shit, but not nothing like where it's like that.
I don't know. You probably wore the Superman better. That's why he's probably mad.
Man,
that's what it was.
You got Superman shit
cut up and shit.
But everybody can be whatever doggone character they want to be. I wasn't trying to be Superman because of him or copycat some shit he was doing. Niggas call me Superman because I jumped over my teammate in practice and I'm doing some real life Superman type shit. It wasn't because I was wanting to call myself some Superman. You know what I'm saying?
Think it came from?
That's what Shaq said it came from, but from probably the Superman cape shit.
After done cut that, he gonna say him like Kenny. I'm sitting right here. I was like, Superman had a Superman. Don't give a damn what he had on. There's only one Superman.
But listen,
came from what?
When you put the cape on
the dunk contest.
It came from what though?
That's where
him. I'm saying, what was I doing?
No, I'm saying that's why he probably don't like you. So.
Yeah, like what? For
he said you ain't ask him before you did.
But why do I have to ask him? Not Warner Brothers. The Warner Brothers. They own the fucking rights to damn Superman, not Shaq. Why I gotta ask somebody to wear a goddamn cape and a suit to do the dunk contest, man? Man, hey, Jordan, can I get your permission, please, to wear your socks in the game that I'm playing at home by myself with my kids? Fuck out of here, man. He don't own the damn cape. I'm just wearing it for everybody in the stands, man. That shit.
Shaq would have got mad at me if I had a Superman suit on, man.
Hell no, because a couple years later, Sheik Hamadou Labala, Nene nigga from OKC. He wore a suit.
But he said he asked, and he
asked who? Who did he ask?
Like the rapper.
I mean, he cooked. I'm not gonna lie. He kind of did cook. Hate Dwight as much as you want, but he did cook. He's like, bro, why do I have to ask for a name that you don't legally own? Is he wrong for that, huh? Never mind. He's about to call him soft. Go ahead.
No, it's unwritten things when it comes to the NBA circles, though. So, end of the day, they just say they call him Shaq. They call him Shaq a nickname Wilt Chamberlain had, and Shaq want to start rolling with it. It would be the proper thing to do to be like, man, look, man, I really looked up to your game. I really love how you represent the league, man. They trying to compare me to you. Can I roll along with it? It just common courtesy, little shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That they talk about. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's not a big deal to me either way it goes. Dwight Howard got a right to respond the way he responded. It's all good. But for us saying hate, I think Shaq is more animated than just being a hater, because a lot of shit he do say about certain players, most of the time that shit be correct. Most of the time that shit be correct, and he honestly be right about certain things. So the Rudy Gobert, I agree with him with Rudy Gobert. Ben Simmons, I agree with him with Ben Simmons. Donovan Mitchell deserved the criticism he got. You know what I'm saying? So he could criticize a person from a professional standpoint.
D-Mitch deserved a criticism for
Shaq,
what?
Nah, but Shaq is the same nigga that made up shit about David Robinson so he could use it as self-motivation every time he went against him. So, like I said, I think a lot of shit be animated more than him per se had be. Now, him and the Dwight Howard thing, saying the sense for him being the veteran, he should have, you know what I'm saying, been a big brother to Dwight Howard. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just basically rejecting the nigga, he could have embraced him. But outside of that, outside of the shit with Dwight Howard, when it comes to JaVale McGee, he did take the shit overboard with clowning the nigga every chance he got. But outside of those two things, I think everything else is all right. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee, he was characterized. He could have done better. And I don't think it's hate. I just think he just was on some bullshit for us. Not being the big brother to Dwight Howard like he could have for JaVale McGee. Shit, okay, you got your last for a couple of weeks because of crazy shit he did. But leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to do it every chance you get. He was going overboard. So, and outside of those two instances, I'm cool with most of the time when he do his shit.
I'm gonna play one more clip and then we're gonna get reaction from a guest.
You've been critical of Zion. You've been critical of Donovan Mitchell, Joel Embiid.
Only a negative person will look at it as critical. You should look at it as information. If I look at him and say he shouldn't have took that shot, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? Maybe I should step in. When I give you information, I'm giving it to you raw. I'm giving it to you like I would give it to you if we was playing. As a player, you know who you are. Shaq, shut your ass up. Watch this. You hit 5 in a row. I can't say nothing. Or you listen to what the big man is saying, who's won 4 championships, say
We got some little
Is he like it?
We had some technical difficulties but end of the day, in all Shaq is really saying, y'all, that at the end of the day, just take it as free game.
Oh, brother.
Hey, just take it as free game. You know what I'm saying? Look, prove me wrong, nigga. I'm saying that you trash. Show me that you ain't trash. When I call Rudy Gobert soft, nigga, show me that you ain't soft. Man, show me that you are real something, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So he looking at us when I do criticize, take it as a challenge. You ain't gotta be sensitive towards the shit I say. Like I said though, outside of what he did to JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard, all the other shit he done said about players cool to me. It ain't personal. But when it came to Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee, that was personal to me. But rebranded, what the hell your capping ass gonna say?
No. What's going on, everybody? No, I think. Have we heard from Casual and Zeno?
Nah, he said he'll be right back. Casual will be
No,
right back.
yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Well, hello everyone. I just want to say, hopefully one day I can get my job back. You all fired me. I just want to say this. Herm is one of the biggest cappers on YouTube. And it's really quite disgusting how, he continuously gets away with this. Herm, this is what I need you to understand. Shaq is a hater. Shaq has been a hater for a long time. Shaq is jealous of a lot of these players, right? Shaq wants to be, I think somebody said in the chat, Shaq wants to be remembered as the last great big, right? And even when we go back to Dwight Howard, Shaq was jealous because when he looked at Dwight Howard, he looked at what he could have been had his ass been in shape, right? Had his ass actually took the game more serious than what it was, right?
He was better than Dwight Howard out of shape, so
Sure.
Move on.
He had Kobe carrying him.
He had Kobe carrying him.
He had Kobe carrying him.
Keep saying that narrative. I like when you said. I like when you said that. Keep saying that Kobe carrying Shaq.
Yeah. Anyways, so like I was saying, when he looked at Dwight Howard, he looked at somebody who had the physique. He looked at somebody who had the work ethic that Shaq should have had. We could listen. If Shaq actually put in the work when he was in his prime, we could be arguing that Shaq is probably the GOAT right now. But Shaq ass showed up to practice. I mean, he showed up to the seasons out of shape. Ruined one of the greatest dynasties ever because his fat ass showed up, Herm. He showed up looking like you every fucking season when it was time to play ball. So that's what it is. Shaq is just jealous of a lot of these players. He's jealous of
Man,
Rudy Gobert. He's jealous of JaVale McGee.
That
Let's
was
stop
a
acting like
call for.
hold on. Let's stop acting
you
like
capping,
all of
man.
this is let's stop acting like everything is
No,
you just
because
if you want
you
to prove me wrong,
100%
nobody
wrong.
has to prove anything to Shaq.
Hey,
Nobody has to
but
prove
hey,
anything to
but guess
Shaq.
what, Rebrandon? If your capping ass actually knew what the hell you was talking about, here's the main reason why he criticized most of these niggas. Because of money, nigga. Because at the end of the day, a lot of these
That's what I was
players,
gonna say. Yeah,
a
it's
lot of
the
these
money
players
aspect.
had contracts bigger than his, and them niggas ain't worth a damn.
Okay, but hold on, but
So
these are the
that's where
times though,
no,
Herm.
no, but
These are the
hold on,
times.
Rebrandon. Hold on, Rebrandon. It's gonna land into what the hell you was trying to say, nigga. And then that's where the jealousy come
Keep
in,
it
nigga,
cool.
because of the motherfucking money. That's why he's jealous because of the MONEY. Dollar sign with the S with the two damn lines going. That's why he's jealous, nigga. It's because of the money. Shaq like, man, how these bums getting this damn money? Rudy Gobert should not have got a contract bigger than me. I'm the diesel. Why a bum like Rudy
But Herm,
Gobert get more money than me?
Herm,
But why
when did
a
Shaq
bum
play?
like Ben
When did
Simmons
Shaq
soft
play?
ass
When did
get
Shaq
a
play,
bigger
Herm?
contract than me?
Herm, when did
That's
Shaq
what he's
play?
saying. That's what
Right, but
Shaq. That's how
he's
Shaq
arguing.
feels.
Okay, so
That's
listen,
where the
let's go
jealousy
with that.
come in. That
He's
nigga,
arguing about
tell
something
the
that they
fucking
can't
truth. You
control.
don't talk
They
it.
can't
Tell the
control it,
truth.
Herm.
Tell
It's
the
not their
truth.
fault. It's not their fault that he wasn't born more recently when he could have played in today's league. He played when he played. He got the money that he got, and that's okay. Like, bro, you were a great. He should like. How can you be mad at somebody because they played when the league has more money? Like, I don't want to hear that. Oh, it's
Nah, but
about the
I'm just
money.
telling you,
It's
that's where
about
it
the
coming
money.
from,
No,
nigga.
listen.
If you
It's
go speak
about.
some facts
It's
about
about.
Shaq,
It's about.
tell the truth. It's
These.
about the money. That's what it's about. Ain't about shit else but the money. That's why he jealous of these niggas. If you saying he hating, that's why he hate on niggas because of the
That
money.
nigga's a hater. That nigga's a hater. When he listen, you
He's
talking
a
about well, you should
pocket watcher,
Shaq.
nigga. You can say that. He watches pockets. He watches pockets.
He should
That's
have. He
what he
should have
do.
went. He should have
That's
went to
He's a
funny,
Shaq.
man.
pocket
He should have got
watcher.
permission. He should have got permission. He should have got permission. He should have got permission to use Superman. He don't get
Yo,
Oh,
you
permission to
guys
use
are
shit.
bad people.
As a matter of fact, Dwight Howard was more Superman than Shaq was. Shaq was a fucking blubber.
I
He
mean,
hold
was
you
on,
a
hold on,
blubber,
hold
capping
on,
right?
there
hold on,
too.
hold on.
Shaq was
You
a
capping
blubber.
there.
Shaq was
Before
built
we
like
get,
you,
hold on,
Herm.
hold on, hold on.
Shaq was
Before,
built like you, Herm. Good looks.
hold on, hold on, hold on. Before we get more into that, man, I'm gonna say,
Fucking hater.
I'm gonna actually, to be fair to Shaq, we're gonna give him a chance to explain his perspective on his reasons
Yeah,
why
let
he
that
critiques the
cross-eyed
Bucks.
bastard explain himself.
And then after that, casual.
Sickness, straight sickness.
All
Who
right.
told Brandon to come back? Who did this?
Yeah, I don't
No,
know
but
who
listen, hold
let
on,
him
real
up
quick.
here, bro.
It's
Hold on.
frustrating because Shaq is one of the most charitable players.
Oh, that's a fact. But let's see what it's about, man.
Roll that beautiful Bing footage.
And that growth as a player, I'm sure you had people in your ear, both on and off the court, that were very difficult of you, that were very challenging of the player that you were trying to become. You have been that for a lot of guys now in the league too. You've been critical of Zion. You've been critical of Donovan Mitchell, Joel Embiid. What type of responsibility do you feel as an ex-NBAer that's still around the game to be able to advise these guys?
Only a negative person will look at it as critical. But if you know who you are, you should look at it as information. Mm-hmm. And I've said this many times. Like if I look at him and say he shouldn't have took that shot, he's either going to say, okay, I'm going to keep taking it and make it this time or shut you up, or he's going to listen to what I'm saying. Like, you know what, maybe I should step in. Mm-hmm. Not making fun. Don't need to make fun. When I give you information, I'm giving it to you raw. I'm giving it to you like I would give it to you if we was playing. If I was playing with him and he took a crazy shot while I'm in the post, I would say, Trey, don't take that shot, right? Mm-hmm. But again, as a player, you know who you are. Shaq, shut your ass up. Watch this. You hit 5 in a row. I can't say nothing.
Right.
Or you listen to what the big man is saying, who's won 4 championships, say, you know what? Maybe he's right. So a negative person will look at it, oh, he's hating. I can't hate. Giving you information. What I've always learned about criticizing, especially from players that's been there and done that, If you've been there and done that, I will listen to you, right? And if you do criticize me, I will listen to that and see if there's some truth into that. Like Shaq could be one of the greatest players ever, but he was a terrible free throw shooter. He can't be mad at that. That's the truth. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I averaged 40 and Jordan averaged 39. I did that, but there's some truth in what you're saying, so I really can't get mad. So I learned that when I was in LA. I was putting up big numbers. And they asked Kareem, what you think about Shaq? And Kareem said with a straight face, yeah, I know y'all think he's a great player, but is he a really great player? They ain't winning. How can I get mad at that? That's Kareem. So when I say something with the G14 classification I had, can't be hate because I've been there and I've done everything that you guys are trying to do. It's really information. So when I say I watched Zion, he wasn't running, he wasn't trying to get easy points for himself, and he wasn't trying to take LeBron's spot. A lot of times I try to put myself in the mindset and listen, we all have the same mindset. Like when Trey see a guy come and guard him one-on-one, we all got the same mindset. This mother.
All right, Trey has nothing to do with this conversation.
That nigga's a bum.
Zeno, Casual, what is y'all reaction to
fucking one-dimensional ass Shaq? Nobody wants to hear for that cockeyed bastard.
Hold on. Is it hate or is it criticism? What y'all think?
He cooked. That's what I have to say.
I hate this nigga Zeno. Zeno,
he unironically, he did kind of cook. He actually defended himself really well. Now, do I agree with a lot of his stuff? He essentially said the whole reason why he's saying these type of stuff is mainly due to his personal belief is that his credibility is based on what he has been able to do, which if that's the way he's deciding to go about it and he's staying consistent with that type of knowledge, then sure. He said it himself. If you were someone who was able to reach that mountaintop, I value your opinion a lot more than someone who didn't reach there. And he's just following his own ideals. Is his ideals incorrect or maybe just flawed in general? Yes, because I feel like a person that didn't reach the top can still teach you how to get there because they can teach you how to miss the failures that they got stuck in, which means they still can teach you, just not exactly the same way a winner was able to teach you. And what I'm saying is that sounds pretty much fair. Now, do I believe it's completely fair for him to then proceed to go dookie all over on Rudy Gobert for not being an offensive player? No, because
did this grown ass man just say dookie?
Hey, all right, but him, like, because Rudy Gobert has tried to get to the stage where he's an actual, a decent enough player, and it's just not in his ability. Rudy Gobert has bad hands. Rudy Gobert is not like. He's not what's the word I'm looking for? Nimble. He's heavy-footed. He doesn't have the same things that would translate for him to be like a good enough offensive player to not be a liability. And one of the things that
more athletic than Akeem Olajuwon.
And one of the things that emphasizes how bad Rudy is that the league got better and better offensively. That's why his inability to score is even worse now than it was in Utah.
Yeah, but Shaq is critiquing
Shaq
everyone else.
All of this stuff that you're pointing out, all the stuff you pointing out, Shaq has not pointed out. Shaq is talking about his money. Shaq saying he didn't deserve the money that he's gotten. And for what? Like really for what? And it's not even and he said in the clip, I try to put myself in their shoes. Well, if you genuinely trying to put yourself in their shoes, you'll understand where the league is at right now. They don't need Rudy Gobert to essentially be another clone of Shaquille O'Neal. We've seen too many of those. They need him to actually be a proper rim protector. And he excels at that so much so, in which he's in the process of right now making upwards of $43 million. That's how impactful he is defensively.
We ain't seen no clone of Shaq. I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
Yeah, no. You trying to put yourself in somebody's shoes, saying that he ain't worthy of that money when you ain't even actually looking at his game with a genuine perspective to actually understand the value that he holds. That's the part that's crazy to me. And he trying to mask it. He trying to mask it. Okay. All right, Brandon's you trying to mask it as if it's love and I want the best for it. You don't want the best for Rudy Gobert. Same way you didn't want the best for Dwight Howard. Same way you didn't want the best for JaVale McGee. You want those guys to get out of the way so that you can be in the limelight. Okay.
Hey, Casual, you remember that hating shit he did with Jokic won MVP, and he cut in and why he didn't deserve like Shaq. So I agree with Zeno. Like he did a good job of defending himself. The thing is, Shaq is, I think he's coming from a good place with every other position except the big position. Because it's like what he was saying about Donovan Mitchell, I actually agree with him. Like, yeah, you know what? He's right on that. But when it comes to the bigs, Shaq is very insecure. Shaq is one of the greatest bigs of all time. Yet he's one of the most insecure bigs, one of the most insecure greats that we've had. And it's crazy because Shaq is one of the most charitable. Shaq seems like one of the coolest people that you could ever run across. But when it comes to him actually speaking on the bigs of the game, it's like, bro, you're a hater and you're a bully. And the thing is that I'm gonna be real. Shaq, you didn't take the game serious enough for me to even really give a fuck about what you're saying, to be honest. Like, yes, you dominated. You're God-given. Remember, we had that God-given thing, and we all argued at each other for like 30 minutes. You had God-given talent and strength. But other than that, Shaq, you didn't take the game serious. So, mind yours, and don't speak on my money. You can speak on my game. You can speak on, okay, maybe I'm not good enough on the offensive end or the defensive end. But when you start to go and talk about my money, that's when it becomes personal, and that's when it becomes hating. Talk about my game. Don't talk about my wallet.
Now to that point, right? I do agree from a standpoint, like as the NBA, as a great player, the one thing you want the game to continue growing. And as the game continues to grow, a consequence of that, it just more money's going to be made among the league as well as the players. So me personally, I never understood why faulting any player for just getting money when any player would just obviously take more money for the jobs they're doing anyway. But in addition to that, there's also another consequence that was pointed out by Carmelo Anthony, another all-time great, that results from the Shaq's criticism or perceived hate.
You gonna roll that beautiful being footage?
G's and like the younger generation, and how, if there was maybe some younger players reaching out to Shaq, like, yo, OG, like how you hit that post move or whatever, maybe he wouldn't be so mad all the time. You know what I mean?
Saying, like tap back in
and your
for player development.
Yeah, appreciate that.
But it's hard to replicate. On a serious note, I wish they would. With that being said, they don't want to because they don't feel like there's any relevancy between Shaq's game and the game today. Right. So nobody is saying, hey, go see Shaq. Like they're going to say, hey, go see T-Mac. Like go see this guy. Go see Melo. Go see that ain't go see Shaq. But now, and that's the unfortunate part.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So maybe to your point, if they did reach out to him and incorporate him into training and giving back to the game from that standpoint, because he do give back to the game a lot. But from that standpoint, these young niggas ain't going there. I want to Shaq, come teach me. Like I wish, you know what I mean? Hell yeah, I'm on a Shaq.
I need that drop step.
I fuck that. So to that point, you know what I mean? Like Shaq is Shaq.
You gonna do what you do?
Leave Rudy the fuck alone, man. Like, come on, bro. Like, stall him out, man.
I'm glad you said that.
Stall him out, man. We ain't stall the guy out, man. We know, soccer ain't blue and all that shit. Like, stall Rudy out, man.
Come on, Big Diesel.
Yeah.
So the question.
No, so on that standpoint, I do want to ask y'all that question. Do y'all believe, outside of the perceived hate or criticism that Shaq gives off, do y'all just believe like players don't come to him in regards to implementing certain things he did great for as a player, just because what the game became today? Let's start with Herm.
I think it got a lot to do with it, to be honest. But just to be quite frank though, his game still can be incorporated in today's game. People keep forgetting Shaq was one of the best big men to transition, running the floor. Uh, great big man when he gets a
I
rebound,
agree.
was great at outlet passes, started fast breaks as well. So with certain things that they can still get from Shaq to incorporate in today's game, is still as a big man when you physically opposing to everybody on the court, you still could put motherfuckers in the rim like he did. You know what I'm saying? So his stuff could be incorporated. Plus, Shaq had a great hook shot, turnaround hook shot. He always did it, shooting with the right. He had the right mechanics when it came to that. So, end of the day, I think guys should reach out to him more because it is certain aspects he can. And plus, like I said, he been there, done that. He been around the NBA since the '90s and seen the evolution, but
Salute,
he's
J-Mo.
still a guy as great as him. The basics that he basically was presenting in his game, that shit never disappears, man. So I don't
Herm,
know
you
why.
paying 20,000 to learn outlet passing?
Right, I mean, you don't have to pay. Shaq ain't the type of nigga that go charge you anyway, man. Shaq don't care about fours giving back to the game or whatever. But one thing about Shaq, still certain things that he did on the court can be incorporated in today's game. I don't know why, because it's free flowing and more shooting now that you still can't be physically opposing in the post. Because the Giannis actually went to Shaq and learned some things for Shaq. Hell, Giannis would be even more dominant himself. Like King Angel say, I like what Draymond said. Like when Shaq basically the fundamentals of shooting the hook shot, he was fundamentally sound at doing that shit. A lot of people don't understand his drop steps. He was fundamentally sound at that. Like I said, running the floor in transition as a big man. It's a lot of big men that should learn from that because of the pace of the game. So certain things you can learn from it, even out there passing, starting fast breaks. So end of the day, man, I think a lot of young guys still should look at Shaq, still should watch film for Shaq. Hell, and even reach out because one thing about the postseason, the game always still slows down in the postseason. So a lot of things that you think you don't need to incorporate in today's league, you damn sure can incorporate it in the playoffs. So why not reach out to one of the best centers that ever played the game? So I think these young guys, that goes back into lack of IQ, lack of understanding the game itself. It's a lot of physically gifted guys. It's a lot of natural skill guys, but when it comes to the IQ of the game, they really don't realize how great some of those players were in the '90s and early 2000s. They really don't understand it. So that's my take on it.
I don't know why y'all brought up
Any,
Giannis. Like
any,
Giannis drop step ain't already excellent, but
It
Zeno,
really ain't.
As another Philly fan from across the seas, what's your reaction to J-Mo's comment right here?
This
For
is
those who
fan
don't,
Joe.
for those who
First,
can't
let's
see,
go to Shaq. His back-to-basket game isn't strong, especially passing out doubles and triples. Um, I believe that the reason why Joel hasn't done so is because he's playing his game more perimeter based. Because one of the things that Joel has recognized throughout the year, he just doesn't have the physical makeup to consistently be able to do that and be fully healthy come postseason time. That's why he's been slowly going out and outwards and playing more like a perimeter big. Um, I feel like you could like slowly see it from like 2017. Originally, the whole reason of him learning to make a jumper was from Ben Simmons' inability to shoot. But then slowly and surely, it mainly became more of a, yeah, I need to get myself more safe. And also, I disagree from the back to the basket game. The back to the basket game, I think he's pretty much the best post big in the league outside of Jokic, and it's very elite. He has numerous different counters, numerous different moves in the post. I might actually would say that he has more moves in the post than Jokic. He might have the most variety of post moves in the league. Jokic is just way more efficient. And then I think that the thing I do agree with though is that he's not good at passing. He faces up every time nowadays because he's just that efficient as a mid-range shooter and it's just less taxing on the body. But if you look at 2019, You look at 2020, he's still being able to go in the post and give you literally everything that you want from him. He's not inefficient as a post big. That I don't know what to say. Like, Embiid is like clearly the second best post big in the league since he kind of stepped into the league. I don't know what to say to you.
I think Segun is
It's
better
2024
on the
long. Yeah,
block.
yeah, I agree with you.
Segun is better on the block than Embiid.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I know we've been fine.
Nah, I say on the block. I'm not
on.
saying a better player. I'm just saying for us posting up and backing guys down.
Yeah, I know
Segun
what
is
you're
better
saying,
than Embiid.
and
But
you're factually incorrect.
even when I do
You
think
guys-
for this aspect, right? Embiid might not be similar build as Shaq, but in my opinion, there's definitely stretches where he has the same differentiator of physical advantage over
Oh, I
his
got what you
opponent.
mean. I got what you mean. Yeah.
So I think J Mo was alluded to, and I think Herm was alluded to was I think yes, Shaq was a generational talent, rebranding, and he was a once in a lifetime. Like for a guy to be that big and be that nimble, that is a once in a lifetime type of athlete. However, he did do a lot of fundamental things. And most importantly, his approach to the game in regards to being a great scorer. Because Shaq was a great scorer. So just like Embiid, right? Sometimes I do think in terms of playoff times, it's just more advantageous not only to him, but also to the offense of the team, if he just make his game, at least in playoff time, start from the inside, then ripple out. Because Embiid sometimes like to start from the mid range, then go in. And starting the opposite way I said before, he'll draw more fouls. He'll get the defense more rotation because outside of him trying to avoid contact and foul grifting, when Embiid goes up strong, no one stops him from scoring. Whether that be from a roll or whether it be the short roll, strong roll, or any slip, like it doesn't matter. Once he goes to the paint, he decides I'm going to score. No one in the league can stop him.
Issue people have that I'm having with people talking about Embiid right now is that the reason why Embiid is not good, relying on his post, his ability in the post, is because his mid range has gone to that stage. And secondly, everyone, if he was watching the series against the Knicks, then his knee didn't exist. He was playing on one knee.
He should not have played now.
I was saying the same thing. But we're not talking about he shouldn't have played. We're talking about what he was looking.
I mean, you making excuses, so that would be my comeback. Like, if you saying he was playing on one knee and you know you're not good enough to be physical on the block, maybe you need to sit down there. But end of the day,
anyone who was a Sixer fan and watched Embiid play in the play-in knew that he shouldn't have been playing. But we are clearly we understand that he should not have been playing, but we are recognizing what is going on and why he is playing a specific way. We can understand that a player didn't play well and still know what he could do to get better. In this context, we understood that Embiid did not play well, but we understood the reason why he didn't play well to his standards. And to be fair, I think he did kind of play to his standards. But in the post, he wasn't able to consistently be there because one, the team was converging on him a lot more than in a regular season. And secondly, because his knee didn't allow him to back down the defender and consistently try and get into different types of movement, because he literally had a torn. What was the knee injury he had again? Was it a torn ACL?
It was a meniscus, but but it's no excuse though, because you can say the same thing just by facing up, using jab steps and all that with the same messed up knee. So you can't use the knee as an excuse for him not being on the block. Because
so if your meniscus,
if that's the case, then it would be easier for him to actually bag somebody up than face up and do jab steps with the same messed up knee than trying to blow past people with you facing up. So it would be more
majority of the time he was taking mid ranges in that series. What you mean blow by?
Let Herm land, and then Zeno brief response, and then let Casual.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about a knee, facing up would do more taxing to the knee than just backing somebody down using your size and your girth and your strength to get to the rim. So
that is a crazy word.
But... So end of the day, it is what it is.
No. I
Go
agree.
ahead.
No. I agree what you're saying, Jamar, that he likes to post majority of his baskets from the middle. But we are talking when we're talking about. I'm guessing what you're talking about was him back to the basket like in the low block. That's why I'm kind of differentiating him facing up in the mid range and him and him being on the low block, because I'm majority of the time when people complain about Embiid not being in the not being a post big, it's mainly in the low post being a back to the basket guy. In this situation right now, Embiid didn't have the mobility to be able to back down players. That's why he was way more liable to just take mid ranges, because it was less stressful on his body, and he was trying to save a lot of. You can see he was trying to save a lot more energy on it was called in the on defense. Yes, he doesn't back down from the low block. Yeah, now you understand what I'm talking about. So why would you be talking about low block when majority of his time he's standing around the high post? Your point is that he doesn't spend his time being in a low block, backing down defenders. And I am explaining to you the reason why is because his jump shot got to the stage where he's playing from the perimeter. And secondly, his playmaking is not to the stage where he can play in a low block. And we both agree on that. That's what I'm trying to say. We both agree that he isn't that great enough as a passer playmaker in the low block to be staying there as much. And then I also just think he still is in the very elite post big. I just think he doesn't go into that bag as often. And he does actually back down players when he has a mismatch. Yeah, you guys.
Go ahead, Casual.
So first off,
the word brief needs to be like emphasized a little bit. Mention.
Number one, Alperen Sengun is not a better post scorer than
he is
Joel Embiid. He's not actually. Come on now. Joel Embiid is doubling up his post touches and he's converting it at the same efficiency as Sengun. That I don't know what to tell you. So that's one. And then on top of that, this idea that you have to run the offense primarily through the post is ridiculous, because even in Jokic's point, to Jokic's case, Jokic doesn't operate primarily on the post to get all of his scoring touches. He primarily goes to the post when it comes to closing moments, and even then he's exceptional at passing out of the post and finding the guy rather instantly every time. Joel Embiid doesn't have that privilege. So Nick Nurse has an offense implemented in which he can be able to start from the outside in, and that helps him be able to get more easier shots, as you saw against the New York Knicks, who was a top 5 defense after they got OG Anunoby. So that's two. Y'all niggas is just chatting. I don't know why y'all are fighting this. What Zeno's saying is absolutely correct. What is going on with this Joel Embiid hate? It's going too far.
What hate is saying
no,
that
it wasn't hate. Casual is more so an example of a player who could remember. It's about, can Shaq's game translate in today? Hearn brought him up in regards to that type of guy who can use some of the things that Shaq did fundamentally that can help Embiid in stretches of the playoffs.
And that's why I'm saying, I think if
Embiid is the wrong player to be bringing out.
That's what I'm saying. Embiid is not the right player to use that with. That's what I'm saying. He's. If you were genuinely just trying to have that conversation.
I didn't say one player though.
Herm.
You just finished talking about.
I apologize. No, I apologize. Herm initiated. He said any big man. Jamar initiated.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. Herm continued on with it. So Herm, if it's not your battle, I apologize. I ain't trying to say you're a hater. I apologize
to that clown.
But
no, I don't think no one's hating. No one's hating on Embiid.
But even still, no. Okay. Then I won't say hate. Jamar, you are misinformed. Joel Embiid, in fact, does get the proper post touches based upon the post touches that are average for between him and Jokic. Him and Jokic literally share the same, identical post touches. The difference is, to Zeno's point, Jokic is significantly more efficient within the post, and that's as a scorer and as a passer. However, Joel Embiid has way more counters because he's able to. His face-up game is just superior. I don't know what to tell you guys. It's just superior to even the great Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic just
Not in the
has a much
playoffs.
better finishing ability. No, actually, in this past postseason, would you believe me if I told you he jumped up his post touches from 6.5 to 9, while upping his
Post touches
efficiency
have
from
nothing to do with backing
53% to
down.
56%. So
Jamar
in
says a post touch is not scoring backing
Yeah,
backing guys down.
he's looking for low post numbers, not
This
face
is
up.
literally low touches. I'm looking for is post
You
touches
should
within 0 to
Yeah,
10,
but
0 to 10 feet.
because I'm getting the post touch, that's
what Herman's
You
saying
might,
was
might,
just
yeah,
because
yeah,
you're
like,
getting post touch doesn't mean I'm what's called I'm backing him down. He could be facing up, backing him down, and then turning around for a fade or something like that.
Oh,
It's very
okay. But if he
I
if
think
he's if he begins with the post up, but he's still able to convert it, whether it's fade away or not. Like he for the past two postseasons, that's been one thing that he can't do. He just didn't do enough of it the season
I
prior. And then
mean
this year he did do it. He did do it at an excellent rate. He was just hurt, so he couldn't be
I,
able to go any further than the mid range.
but
yes.
Castro,
but
he's
I
very
know,
hurt.
but to casual Zeno's point, I understand is by design, especially with a dribble handoff. In my opinion, it just like the numbers tell you as a result, but the numbers don't indicate the sequence. When Embiid gets a rhythm, is more so from the elbow mid range, and then he starts to punish on the inside if he's not drawing fouls at first, or like obvious middle flashes where you got to give Embiid the ball, right? Intentionally, he doesn't start from inside out. He starts from like elbow then inside.
Mm-hmm.
So I think especially for the playoffs, and we're just talking about the playoffs, not in totality. Not saying if he's not one of the elite, if not the best post scorer in the game. I'm saying from a playoff standpoint, when he goes against a team like Boston and a team like the Knicks, where he has immense advantage in the interior, I think it's just more advantageous for him to work inside then out versus elbow inside then out.
The
Man, let's
problem,
move
the
on,
problem with
man.
that, the
Shaq
problem
wouldn't even be
with that
playing in
mindset.
today's league.
So
That nigga
I'm
would be on the fucking bench, bro. Like playing in today's league.
Stop trolling,
for the
Let
for
man.
one,
let's move
Stop
on.
trolling.
the issue with that
And
mindset,
it's not to say he's
A30
not efficient mid range. He's one of the best mid range scorers in the game. And I understand the dynamic of the offense where it's dribble handoff more so initiated from the
from
elbow. But
perimeter. Yeah,
there is a consequence of especially if there's a counter set from the dribble handoff where you can initiate some post split action, initiate from the low post. Not only you still get the same amount of motion from the dribble handoffs action, but also you get more reps in Embiid from making those reads of that positions on the floor. And let's be honest, he's not going to. The Sixers have no chance of winning a chip unless he gets those reps, because that's what teams going to do to him and double him, especially those situations.
The only thing I agree with you, when defenses do form those counters, it does become troublesome for Embiid under the system in which Doc Rivers had set in place for him, which had him primarily squaring up in the post, and he basically had to get it the old fashioned way. That's not
No,
what Nick Nurse has.
I'm referring to the current system. That's why I said it has to be a counter set of actions. Yes, the dribble handoff is effective, but when you go against a team like Boston and potentially the Knicks and any potential team that come out the West, they're going to make that first action hard. And so, what is your efficient counter set? What's your efficient counter B&B? In
Well,
my opinion,
Zeno, if you I ain't gonna lie to you, you gonna tell them about that Tyrese Maxey going downhill creation? That shit was on
no,
full
no,
display in
no,
that series.
no. They were watching. Don't worry, they were watching.
but that's the thing. Against other elite teams, especially Boston, they're gonna take the legs from Maxey by making him work defensively. So that way,
But
some of
then
those
at that point,
actions,
what is Paul George for at that point? Because he's supposed to be the tertiary
yeah, he is.
action as
He
a
is.
counter,
But
as a
let's
counter
be
to
honest.
that
Let's be
counter.
honest. But let's be honest. Like
That's
in
one of
my
the
opinion,
series where I'm
in my
not going
opinion,
to hope
that's
he
what I'm
can
saying.
do
Like
that. Not gonna
that's what
lie.
I'm saying. In my opinion, like to counteract Paul George's inevitable oscillation in terms of production and points,
Mm-hmm.
it's better to like come up with a different secondary action set where he has a simplistic role in particular in catch and shoot scenarios. So doing that post split action, especially when he's the down man on the baseline, you have scenarios like that. So bare minimum, Paul George, when you start becoming way off P, we can still run you through actions where you're in catch and shoot situations, and that's easy for a caliber of your player to still be a threat.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Everything you just described, I literally believe is gonna happen this year. Like I literally believe every counter that you just pointed out that would be ideal with the personnel they have. I genuinely feel like that's exactly what's gonna happen.
But this is not a six extreme because next week we're gonna start doing these breakdowns of divisions. But just like the GMs of the NBA, I do no ball. Speaking of the GMs, right? They did a recent 2024 survey, and we're gonna give our reaction to some of the questions that was given to them in regards to this survey. Now, there's a few interesting questions such as the best player, the most valuable player, who would you rather take if drafting a player now, the typical same old. But we're gonna give our reactions to these votes and the percentages of the tallies. All right. Now, first thing first.
Somebody say he don't know ball.
Which team will win the NBA Finals according to GMs of the league? 83% believes it is the Boston Celtics. Second,
we won't right back.
Second, OKC.
We can move on. We can move on.
And then 3% with Dallas. All right.
Hey man.
That's why Brandon came on. That's why Brandon came on.
What's your reaction to that 3%, Brandon?
Listen, I definitely, I was already
he getting a jelly
yesterday.
donut, right, Sturdy? He getting a jelly donut.
I was already saying yesterday that I have the Mavs winning 60 games this year. And
I was already saying that the Mavs is going to be the best team in the league. They were actually going to, summon Michael Jordan, the 69 and 9 team, and destroyed them in a game of basketball as well.
No, for sure. But I also want to say this about, I mean, we know what's going to happen with the 76ers, right? We know where they're going to be at. We know, what's going to, happen to their big man, their big little man. But back to what I was saying. How the
Mavs are about to get packed up by OKC this season? All right, cool, Kyron.
Sure, and the 76ers are getting packed up by Cleveland. Anyways,
Cleveland.
Like I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by a guy that I've actually been to his team's arena before he has. Mute up for me, good brother from across the pond. No, but listen, the Mavs are going to win 60 games, but saying 3% is crazy. But I do agree with the Boston Celtics. I do have the Boston Celtics repeating this year. I mean, I don't really see anyone that can really stop them. I know the New York Knicks have, had a few great additions, but even then, I see the Celtics are just too strong. And yes, a little bit of my trauma is speaking by saying that I see what they did to my team in the finals, and I am a believer.
But y'all got better though.
Yeah, that's what I said. But I said we're gonna win 60 games this year.
Yeah, but I guess the Celtics should beat them.
Speaking of records, let's see what these GMs predict in regards to conference standings for the East and the West. So, as you can see on the screen, this is the Eastern predictions from the GMs. They believe Boston will have the number 1 seed. The New York Knickerbockers, the Villanova Knickers will have the 2nd seed. The Philly 76ers will have the 3rd seed. The Cleveland Cavaliers will have the 4th seed. The Milwaukee Bucks will have the 5th seed. The Orlando Magic will have the 6th seed, and Indiana will have the 7th seed.
The Orlando disrespect is crazy.
But let's get to the West. In regards to the Western standings, they believe OKC will have the number 1 seed, then followed by the Wolves, then followed by not the Dallas, but Denver Nuggets with the addition of Russell Westbrook. Yes. Then Dallas Mavericks, then the Phoenix Suns, the John Morant homecoming Grizzlies, then the Pelicans, then they have the Lakers missing the playoffs with Golden State making it 8. These are the prediction standings from the GMs. What do y'all think of these, fellas? What do y'all think of these, man? So much for that 60 wins prediction, Brandon.
Yeah, what do they know? Like they only get paid to, add players and stuff like that.
Yeah, run the teams and
screw them. Go ahead though.
What you think? What you think, Herm? What you think of these Western Conference and Eastern Conference predictions? If you need to scroll back up, let me know.
For us, the East, I got to look at it one more time because I kind of missed that. So I need to look at that again. I think Milwaukee going to be higher in the fifth. I'm not going to go overboard and say that they going to be fifth. I think they'll be higher than that. I think Philly will actually be the fifth seed. I think Milwaukee, they're going to come out blazing because they got a little chip on their shoulder. I don't think it'll translate into playoffs, but I think Milwaukee is the top 3 team in the East. I don't think Philly is top 3. So I think you can interchange that. Cleveland probably would be 5. I put Philly at 4. Outside of that, everything else pretty much look correct. On that end, and Boston should be the favorites because they are the defending champs, and they didn't even lose anything. So you gotta say Boston is the favorites. In the West. I think they got it right for the most part. I just think though, I just got a hunch and I got a feeling though. I think Curry and LeBron will both miss the playoffs, and you gonna have a rising star and Wemby making his debut in the playoffs. I think the Spurs gonna sneak in there. I just want people to realize one thing about CP3. They reared him off before. They thought his career was over with when he was when he went to OKC. And they thought his career was over with. That's why he ended up ultimately going to Phoenix the following year and it had immediate impact. It was injured Riddle last season, so I think he got plenty of rest. And I think with his IQ, and I think with him and Greg Popovich, with their great basketball minds put together, I think the Spurs can be a playoff team. So I think the Spurs would get the A spot. And I think Curry and LeBron will miss the playoffs, not because they're not gonna play at a high level. It's gonna be due to because of their
The
team
West
lacking
is
a lot
just
of
too tough
things.
this year. The West is crazy.
Yeah, like I said, in the West is tough. New Orleans could possibly fall out the 7th spot because we don't know which New Orleans we're going to get. And then with the news, but they don't know what they want to do with Brandon Ingram. So you don't know what's going to happen with New Orleans. But I think they pretty much got it right. Grizzlies, because we still a very young team. We even younger than we was the previous couple of years, but I think we at the spot that we're going to be at. I hope we don't play Denver first round, but outside of that, I could see us being anywhere between 4 and 6 for real. So I think it's pretty much right, except for the 7th, and 8th spot is in question though.
All right, let's go to the next one. Which player will win the MVP? According to GMs, they believe Shea has the highest odds of
Oh
winning
my
the
God,
MVP.
man!
Then,
Good
don't worry,
Lord!
Bowman. Not too far from 10% is Luka Doncic at number
Lee,
2.
bro, what my dog gotta do?
Then tied for 3 is Joel Embiid, Joker, and Jason Tatum. Reaction,
Tatum
fella.
2024. Yeah.
Who gonna tell them, bro? Who gonna tell them? By the way, hold on, I ain't even get to add, bro. Hey, Zeno, what did Cleveland do this off season to get them ahead of us? What did they do?
I don't know. I guess they still what
They got a new coach.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. But I think it's because of what they saw
You
Donovan
have faith
Mitchell
in
do.
Kenny Atkinson is nasty.
I think that what they did was seeing what Donovan Mitchell was able to do for that team. And they were
Damar,
like,
if you
you know
serious, I'll
what,
take you in
man?
that action.
They cooked. I think that's probably their
No, I
thought
think he
process.
talked about the casino stuff.
They are, yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. They that's peak chatter. I ain't gonna lie to you. Amani Bates development got to be the only reason why they might be high on them.
Money Bates
Damn, that's
development.
Do you
that's
think
tough.
about the
Higher.
MVP, Goofy?
What y'all think about the MVP, man? Stay
Luka
on topic.
Doncic is the favorite. I didn't even
That's
know that we had to spend
that's
much
Not
that's
time on
according
this
to
that's
the
one.
GM.
that's why casual is
Should
my
it be
dog.
Jokic?
Shut up. Mute up, pussy.
It's,
Mute
it's
up.
gonna
My
it's gonna
bad.
be Jokic. Jokic gonna win MVP this year.
Jokic winning MVP would be the nastiest narrative that would get pushed for the next foreseeable future. If this nigga went 4 straight,
Yeah,
four MVPs in his career,
that
that's
nigga
wild.
Jokic
That
don't
I
wild.
win
mean,
another one this
I
season,
wouldn't be
I will
mad at
be
him
like,
doing that. Like he's been the best player, one of the best
There's
players in the
no
league.
way he's winning it. There's no way
Bro,
he's
listen,
winning the
I
Memphis, bro.
really hate this voter fatigue thing that goes around because I believe, listen, if he's the best
It's
player,
real,
get a man
nigga.
a damn award. Like, get a man an award. But
But voters
Luka,
fatigue is real.
yeah, but it's BS though.
It's
Like,
BS, but it's a
how do you
reality
get
though.
tired? How do you get tired of giving somebody an award that's earning it every year?
Like they've been doing. LeBron James played some of his best
Like
basketball.
that is
Like
disgusting.
in
And even see
14,
Shea,
and he didn't get
listen,
it. 2011, he
I'm
didn't get it.
gonna give Shea all the credit, right? For when we played them last year in the playoffs. Shea is who they say Shea
Like
is.
KD
I'm gonna
deserved
give
that
him his
2014.
I'm gonna give him his credit, but like for him to be projected to be ahead of Luka, when Luka put the work on that man in the playoffs, y'all gotta stop disrespecting Luka. I
What?
don't know what Luka got.
Shea was the
Wait,
best player in
what?
that series.
Shea
Hello?
was the best
Well,
player in that series. When?
Let me just remind you. Playoffs has nothing to do with regular season MVP.
Yeah, but he's factually incorrect. Shea was the best player on that on that floor.
Exactly. Shea was like outright
Who
the
won
best
the
player in
damn
the series.
series? Who
All right.
The Dallas Mavericks.
Kyrie Irving.
Right,
Dallas Mavericks.
Kyrie Irving.
Actually,
PJ Washington.
PJ Washington. Actually, PJ Washington won that
Derrick,
series.
no.
PJ
Derrick
Washington.
Jones Jr. from the corner. That's what won.
We can move on.
No.
That's what
PJ
won
shot
the series.
42%, my nigga. He won that
we can
series.
move on.
But hold on, I'm gonna shotgun these next three real quick. Obviously, because they're obvious. If you were starting a franchise today and could sign any player in the NBA, who would it be? Who got it?
Wemby.
Victor Wembanyama got number one. Obviously, we got to wait for time on that.
Niggas still want and Anthony Edwards number one.
Which
Nah, because he's not a Frenchman. He's not a Frenchman.
Yeah, now we're hating on
Which
I'm starting with Jokic.
Which player forces opposing coaches to make the most adjustments? 33% went to
Nikola
Luka.
Jokic.
The number two. Hold on, can I read this off? Number 2 went to Curry, and number 3 went to Joker. Tied for 4th is Embiid and Giannis.
And Shea gave us work last year.
Wait, hold on, time on. It went to Luka, then Kyrie, then Joker?
No, it's Luka, Curry, Joker, then tied for 4th.
Okay.
It's Giannis and Embiid.
I ain't mad at that. I mean, I still think Joker is over Curry. But
I would
put
Luka my dog though.
I'm not mad at Luka either.
Which player is most likely to have a breakout season? This one's actually one of the closest votes out of any of the questions. Number 1 was J-Dub from OKC with 13%. Tied for 2nd was Evan Mobley, Ja Morant, and Victor Wembanyama.
I think Ja Morant gonna turn up.
Then another 3-way tie was Paolo, Cade, and Brandon Miller.
What?
I'm going with Victor, man.
Y'all is not y'all, but the GMs, man. This LaMelo
What I just
winning defensive player of the year.
Who's most likely to have a breakout season? LaMelo Ball wasn't named in any of those spots.
I'm not gonna lie
to you.
Ridiculous. He did receive some votes. He's just below he's an honorable mention, so fair enough. But my issue is this breakout season
I gotta respond to my boy J-Mar though.
Go on.
J-Mar, I'm sold on Wemby, man. Wemby shown in the Olympics how his impact was tremendously felt for Team France and what he did on limited minutes last year. So you gotta keep that in mind. J-Boy, this man averaged a double, 20 and 10 guy. And he basically led the league in blocks on limited minutes. It was limited minutes. He was playing on restrictions, so he didn't even play a lot of minutes. So just keep that in mind. I think he's an instantly 25 to 30 point a game scorer. He's gonna give you 12 to 14 rebounds a game. He most definitely gonna give you 2.5 blocks to 3.5 blocks a game. And I think he's gonna be defensive player of the year as well.
Yep. Should have won it last year.
So J-Bar,
hey, that's another question later, bro. I promise.
So J-Mar, if you go bet 500 on Ja Morant, bet 500 on Wemby winning defensive player of the year. Because if it wasn't for him being on minutes restriction, he would have won defensive player of the year last year.
No, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that question later, guys. We'll get to that question later, guys.
Stop yelling at us.
Let me go for the Vic part. The other thing that you have to see is that when you remove the first half, what's called the first part of the year, so October to December, because that was Vic literally trying to figure out everything on the fly, and you go from the next calendar year, so it is 43 games. He shoots 20. He scores 23.1 points on 48% from the field and 34% from the 3-point line. Reminder, this is with a team who don't suit his offensive needs. Doesn't it bother you that the Spurs had a worse record with Embiid than what they did without them? Well, oh, you're talking about him, but I just don't think that should matter when your team is garbage.
And they weren't trying to really play like around.
Yeah, like they're literally, the team is garbage. They're trying to actually tank for better talent, which they got in Stephon Castle. It shouldn't matter if they're winning with or without him right now, because the team has isn't going any direction right now. They're tanking until they get to the stage that they can have good enough competent pieces around Wemby to actually look for a push. And like, if you think now is the case, you're gonna see in this season where he's like, it was good. They end up like the 11th or 10th seed. That yes, even if you have issues with him not being able to win with him on the court, but then his team is winning without him off the court.
Man, they
that
better
will
try
be
to get
washed away
Cooper
this
flag.
season.
They better tank, man. Because if
They
the Spurs
ain't
get
tanking.
Cooper flag, if they get Cooper flag, like it'll be crazy insane.
You guys thinking that the league is gonna allow Cooper Flag and Wemby on the same team, and fucking owners are not gonna wild out? Yeah, you got it.
Zeno, I appreciate that response to this question. Do y'all agree with the GMs that J Dub will have the breakout season, or do you have a different answer?
I really
No,
think,
because the team too talented. So no.
yeah, and I really think that. Well, is it a breakout if Ja Morant has already been showing us that he's that guy? Like, is it really a breakout if he just does what he's already been doing?
They're considering
No, it won't. No, it
they're
won't. That's
considering the
why I said
possibility.
Wemby.
They're
Yeah.
considering the possibility like Jamar that he could possibly be an MVP candidate, a strong MVP candidate. But nevertheless,
What do
we
you
on to the next
see?
question.
What do you see?
Hey, I
in
gotta
this
respond to
final generation?
Jamar because he said he asked me
Go
my
ahead.
thoughts though. And Jamar, I honestly believe it doesn't bother me because Wemby was on minutes restriction, so I can't say that he had a negative impact on the team's impact of winning. And he's basically on minutes restriction. He was only playing between 20 to 25 minutes a game. So I really can't just sit up there and say that he had a negative impact on his team and he was on minutes restriction. So we would see this year. So I'm not bothered by that factor that you brought up with the Spurs having a better record with him on the floor than they do without him. Because you really can't measure that because he was on minutes restriction. So this year would tell us, I think with the leadership with CP3 being on their team and Greg Popovich, you got two of the greatest basketball minds on one roster with your point guard and your head coach. So I think Wemby gonna get a lot of easy buckets due to the fact of Chris Paul. And I think the Spurs gonna be dangerous because they gonna play hard every game. Them cats gonna play hard every
Chris
game.
Paul gonna be on their ass. Chris Paul he's not
The
playing
other
that.
the other thing that I forgot to speak about that Herm just reminded me, bro. Did we all forget like the first half of the season where they were running it was called Sohan as the point guard? That was just pure terrorism throughout the first like half of the season for Wemby. Like there's having a bad team and having your coach actively root against you. Like it was so bad that people were questioning what Popovich was doing during the regular season. If you remember, that's what was Wemby was having to deal with the first half of the season. So when you put those stuff into context, like Herm said, also the minutes restriction, stuff like that shouldn't be worrying. It shouldn't be making you think a type of way because he's dealing with terrorism on his coach as a coach for the first half and as a teammate.
And to respond to Easy 06 about Chris Paul being 40, I don't think that would have anything to do with it. I think Chris Paul's still better than half of the league at the point guard position. I think Chris Paul is just all about health. So the main concern with
You
Chris
say he's
Paul,
still a what?
he's still better than half of the league as far as in his position. So I think Chris Paul will be fine. A lot of people doubted him
We
before.
need to do the math. We need to
All
do the
right,
math
no,
study
no,
at
no,
some
no,
point.
no.
At
Speaking of
this
point,
point,
no,
it's
no,
time
no,
we
no.
got to do
He's
the
not gonna
math.
let you. He's not gonna let
Herman's
you.
right. Herman's right. Because speaking of point guards, according to the GMs, the best point guard is Luka Doncic with 37% of the votes, followed by Shea, then Steph Curry, then Jalen Brunson. Then for shooting
Shit,
guard,
should have been that way too.
then for shooting guard, the GMs think Anthony Edwards is the best shooting guard in the league, followed by Devin Booker, then oddly Shea, then Curry, then Luka. What's your reactions, man?
Is this projection or is this based off of what happened last year?
This is based off every result that they said from every other question on the survey.
I guess
Casual.
they're projecting.
I still don't know. That didn't tell me anything. But
I guess
okay.
they're projecting Casual.
Thank you.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's fine.
I don't know.
I
But what do y'all
think
think?
I think Luka is the best point guard in the NBA. When it comes to
Kick him in
shooting
his
guard,
chest.
SGA is the best shooting guard in the league. He's better than Anthony Edwards to me because he just is to me. He has a higher IQ. He's shown the Thunder didn't lose last year because of him. Dallas Mavericks was just a better overall team. They were stronger mentally than the Thunder. Thunder was young. Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, Shea was giving us work. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
That nigga
Shea was cooking, but
giving us
Anthony
work.
Edwards, he a dog, but he's shown me though that mentally he's not there yet. So I get the edge due to SGA because of the mental aspect of it. Skill for skill, you could point out either or. But SGA is the best shooting guard in the league. Point guard, of course, is Luka Doncic. People can't deny that. People got to be real about that. He's consistently going to give you 39 and 9 every damn game. So we can't ignore that factor. And he made it to the NBA Finals as a fifth seed. That accounts for something. So.
J-Mar, is Anthony Edwards an all-time great, or what's called as a generational rookie? Not a generational rookie, a generational player. I just want to ask.
Well, I think Jay Moore kind of. I feel what he's saying because you normally see a spike in wins when a generational
player.
Yeah, it's on the roster.
I agree with
but you can't ignore the simple
context.
factor. The context behind it is the fact that he was on minutes restriction. I can't judge nobody that honestly played 20 minutes of the game, but when he played his 20 minutes though, he's averaging a little over 20, averaging over 10 rebounds and giving you 3.8 blocks a game. So I can't if he doing that in 20 minutes, imagine if he played
Imagine
30,
what it looked like when he
34
took that
The craziest part.
Outside of other guys, outside of Shea, who is a point guard, who do you think is the best shooting guard in the league?
I did say, you say outside of Shea. I think I give Jaylen Brown the edge over Anthony Edwards just for the simple fact. No, you got to give him that respect though. Just the simple fact.
Y'all gonna stop disrespecting. Y'all gonna really stop disrespecting Jaylen Brown, bro. Y'all boys.
Y'all disrespecting Jaylen Brown.
This is sick, bro.
And rebranding can tell you he was
laugh
harassing.
on mute, bro.
He was harassing the shit out of Luka Doncic the whole
Man, that
finals.
man was a dog in the finals, bro. Like,
he was
y'all
a
gotta stop
dog in the
disrespecting
whole
that man,
playoff
bro.
run. Obviously,
man, he made me cry.
We
But
be pushing agendas just to make
Hold
our
on,
own player better.
No, let him go. Let him go.
Y'all are disrespecting the finals MVP, by the way. But
yeah,
go ahead.
y'all are, by the way. And on top of that, Jaylen Brown is the reason.
And
Jaylen Brown. See, y'all motherfuckers acting like some hoes right now.
Let him finish, y'all.
Y'all acting like a bunch of Angel Reese's up here today.
Hey, man. Hey. But end of the day with Jaylen Brown, though, he's the main reason why Jason Tatum get all the criticism and all the disrespect that he's getting because how high of a level of performer he was in the playoffs when the Celtics needed a big game. Jaylen Brown was giving them the big game. When the Celtics needed a big bucket, Jaylen Brown was making the big bucket. When they needed
who was clamping? Who was clamping her?
Huh?
Say who was clamping?
Say that again,
I said who was clamping? Like, come on, bro, y'all.
Oh, Jaylen Brown most definitely was clamping.
Bro.
Any best player that was out there.
Shut up.
He clamped Luka Doncic. We can't lie like he did. He was holding them 94.
Hey, rebranding. This is rebranding. When you like the match, man, you can't complain about the fire. But we gonna move on to who's the
We
Like
can
best.
move.
y'all
We
let
can move on.
Sturdy.
Who's
This
the
is masterful. This is masterful
All right, we can
gatekeeping,
move
nigga.
on.
You are just
We can
keeping
move
this
on.
nigga.
All right, we can move
Hey,
on.
hey,
You
man, we
protecting the
going
shit out of this.
we going to the forwards. According to the GM, the best small forward is Jason Tatum with 47% of the votes,
Oh, brother.
followed by KD, then LeBron. Then after that, the best power forward, according to the NBA GMs, is Giannis with an overwhelmingly nearly 80% of the votes.
I agree.
What's the reactions, fellas?
I don't agree.
Jason
Was
Tatum
it
is
supposed to be any question? Like what are we talking
I
about?
don't
I don't
agree
think
with.
Jason Tatum is the best small forward, but
Yeah, I don't
Do
either.
you still qualify LeBron as a small forward?
yeah, I think
I'm fine.
him.
Okay, I'm fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
I think Anthony Davis. I take Anthony Davis over Giannis right now.
Nah, you bugging.
Give me
Yeah,
AD over Giannis right now, man.
listen. AD
Give
had
me
a
AD over
phenomenal year.
Giannis right now.
AD had a phenomenal year, but Giannis is still Giannis. Like, come on, bro. Like, y'all niggas is.
Y'all
I'm about to have an
and see
aneurysm.
this is what Sturdy did. Sturdy allowed Herm to just spew bullshit for like the last like 15 minutes, and now Herm is like a full head of steam and he can't be stopped now. So thank you, Sturdy, because you made this. You made this. And they said, hey,
Absolutely.
he taking AD over Giannis. What are we talking about here?
Hey, he also said he'll take Jason Tatum over Giannis, but unfortunately, we don't have enough time for that response. But we have no time for these
This
next
is
questions.
masterful, by the way.
Obviously the best center. They said Jokic with a whopping nearly 90% of the votes. Then Embiid, then Victor with 3% of the votes. That's in terms of best center. Then and this is the highest percent of total votes amongst these position questions, which is there's Joker, then Giannis, then Luka, then Shea, and Tatum. But we ain't got to react to who's the best center because that's pretty obvious. But
It's
off
clearly
season
Derek
moves.
Lively. Like, I don't even know what was going on
Off
there.
season
But,
moves.
all right.
Because we're winding down to the season and the off
Brook
season
Lopez
as it
is the top 3
slows.
one.
The best off season
I have
moves.
one thing to say.
Go ahead.
So Jamar, we both agree that Steph Curry is an all-time great, right? In 08-09, the Warriors won 29 games. The next season, which is Steph Curry's rookie season, they won 26. Is Steph Curry now someone that you would have to sit down and think about if he's an all-time great?
Hey,
And be
Zeno wants
afraid of
smoke
it?
today.
That's a good
No,
one, Zeno.
that's the case.
You cooked
Because
them.
at the end,
Cooked
because
them
at the
right.
end, because at the
Zeno
end of the
wants
day, we
smoke.
understand you understand that even if he's not playing, there's context around it. There's clear context, and stuff like that is what I have issues with. Yeah, I spent the whole time quiet because I was looking this up because I know stuff like this is stupid, and we can agree when there's a usual trend with certain players. But if you can clearly see that there's something that's an outlier to a specific formula, there might be context, and we explain to you the context. Here, I just wanted to make sure.
Wait, Brandon, is
Did
he
he
whooping
held on
feet?
to
Is he
that?
whooping feet right now? Is he
Did he
whooping
held on?
feet?
He held on to that
Listen.
like
J-Mar,
5
because
questions
J-Mar
ago.
don't ball, but Zeno
J
was
Mar,
whooping feet right now.
J Mar, fight back.
J-Mar, tight back, J-Mar, tight back.
Yeah, bro, y'all not doing this right now. Bro, that was like 5 questions ago. Best all season moves, man.
Stop yelling at us.
Man,
Which team had the best
unhand me.
overall move in the offseason, according to the GMs? 37% went to OKC. Second was Philly with 33%, and the New York Knickerbockers with 20%. Y'all agree?
I would say the Knicks definitely had a hell of an offseason.
It's between
Philly?
OKC and the Knicks. It's between OKC and the Knicks.
Philly? I would put
They
Minnesota
got
over
Philly.
Philly. Like Philly, y'all.
Why you say Minnesota? Why you say that?
Minnesota,
You know he's trolling.
Wait,
No, I think it's serious. I think it's serious.
No, I'm really high on the draft that Minnesota had. Like, I really think that Minnesota had a great draft. Now as far as trading away Cat, I don't like that. But like, what did Philly really do? Like,
Philly. Oh, well, Zeno can say it. Philly.
No. You're taking him seriously. You know, you're taking him seriously. Go ahead.
No,
Tell him, Study.
Zeno,
You're the 76ers guy.
Tell
Tell
him.
us.
Zeno, come on, bro. Tell him, bro.
Nah,
Oh
study,
my
because you
All right,
got
bro.
him here. You must say it.
We know
No,
he's trolling, and that's why I'm saying you say it because I know what he's doing.
I'm not doing anything.
all right, for those, whatever. In regards to the next question, which player acquisition will have the biggest
I'm tired of
impact?
study. Who left and became a beat reporter and made you host?
Hey man, it is what it is.
Beat reporter is crazy.
Which player acquisition will make the biggest impact? According to the GMs, they think it's Paul George, then Mikal Bridges, then Cat, then after that, Alex Caruso. The most underrated player acquisition, according to the GMs, is Alex Caruso, KCP, Isaiah Hartenstein, and Tyus Jones are the top three. Then you got followed. Then 5th and 6th are Klay Thompson and Chris Paul.
I got Chris Paul over Klay Thompson, like being more important. Klay Thompson is washed, but
and you call
I
yourself
think that is the perfect way of ranking. That is the perfect ranking. Almost.
Wait.
I think Tyus Jones is a little bit too high.
I think Isaiah Hartenstein needs to be higher than the KCP. I think Isaiah Hartenstein needs to be the number 1 pick because I think a lot of people understood that what the Bulls did and how little they got for Alex Caruso was literally making rounds around Twitter and like NBA spaces of being one of the worst, like one of the most stupid trades ever because of how little they got back from that trade. I think that's something that's been spoken about, but I think Isaiah Hartenstein going to that team wasn't as loaded as much as the fleecing of getting Alex Caruso, in my opinion. But maybe I'm wrong.
Nah, I think you're tripping. Because like it's not to say that New York letting Isaiah walk isn't like very questionable. However, like under the new CBA, it sort of is reasonable because the money that he was looking for, they just could not give him, especially understanding now the moves that they were looking to make. Like Isaiah Hartenstein's he couldn't possibly fit on their books for the value that he was providing. So like that it makes sense in the end. Caruso, on the other hand, and Chicago could have traded him like two years ago, and they waited to the last minute. Like that's foolish. Like
they
that, there's nothing. There's no excuse for that.
That's facts. Next we have which team will be the most improved next season?
Memphis.
According to GMs, they got Memphis with a whopping 67% of the votes, then the Spurs, then Philly. This is most improved for team wise. What y'all think?
Maybe I'm just a Philly hater. I'm a hater. I'll say that, but go ahead.
Maybe I'm a Charlotte lover. I got Charlotte.
Maybe I'm a John Morant lover. You know, let me say John Morant.
I think the Grizzlies are about to turn it up, man.
You a safe ass nigga. That's what you is.
Zach,
You a safe ass.
Safe.
That's a safe ass pick. You going with the Grizzlies, bro? That's a safe ass.
How about this?
Edie will be rookie of the year.
I got the Rockets. The Rockets are gonna make.
Now we talking. I
think the Rockets are gonna make a great improvement as well.
Now we talking.
So
yeah, I like that.
Yeah, they're gonna make a great improvement from the 11th seed to the 10th seed. Facts.
Right, but we're not gonna
I ain't gonna lie to you. You are underselling the hell out of the Rockets.
We're not gonna act like the 76ers are gonna, make a great improvement. I don't even know why they're on the list. Niggas went out and got Paul George, a part-time maternity leave player. Like, oh gosh.
Oh God. Yeah, you know what's gonna it's gonna be fun when you are gonna be the same places as us, bro.
What is going on? What is going on?
No, I mean, if we talking to places, we were in the finals. I don't know where y'all were.
Oh yeah, and you're about to be at home with me, buddy.
I think
you're about to be at home with us, buddy.
Your big man was in ICU. Your coach was, your coach. But anyways,
your coach was your coach.
Yeah, because we both know you can't be shitting on.
I hate Jason Kidd. I hate.
Well, we know for a fact that we are currently in the off season, and this is the last question for the off season, which is what is the most surprising move for the off season? And 27% of votes went to Cat. 23% of the votes went to Paul George, and 17% of the votes went to DeMar DeRozan in terms of surprising move of the all season. Most surprising move of the all season.
Yeah, I would agree with Cat.
But I want to get to this question in particular because I want to know what I want Herm to kick us off with this one. Who will win the Rookie of the Year? At number 1, Reed Shepard from the Houston Rockets. Number 2, Zach Edey from the Memphis Grizzlies. And number 3, Stephon Castle, a.k.a. the next Scottie Pippen from the San Antonio Spurs. Herm, what is your reaction of the GMs?
And they said, fuck Alex Sarr.
I think
I ain't gonna lie to you, it really is fuck Alex Sarr.
I think the GM should put Czar up there for sure, but I think the Rookie of the Year would go to Zach Edey. Edey is gonna have a great positive impact on the Grizzlies. He gonna get some of the easiest buckets in the league right now, and he has game, bro. And he's actually showing that he's more mobile than what people thought. He actually could move a little bit, honestly. Move better than what I thought, honestly.
You see that live drop through to him?
I think
it looked nice. He looked nice.
I think Edey is gonna be the immediate double guy for us. He doesn't have to score a lot of points, but I think he's gonna give us 12 or 10 a game. I think that's solid for a rookie. But I think his shot blocking presence as well. I think he's gonna be a guy that can disrupt a lot of shots. Is he gonna be relatively weak on pick and roll? Yes, but at the same time, Grizzlies got a lot of perimeter defenders that can actually fight through pick and roll. So I don't think it's gonna be hindered with that as much as people think he is. So so I think honestly he's gonna be a disruptor in the paint for sure, and he's gonna average a double this season. And he has a lot of damn game. It won't surprise me. It won't surprise me that he'll later on during the year as the season progresses that he might be the second or third most important player on the Grizzlies. I won't be surprised that he'll jump that much and be a key factor to our success. So I like Zach Edey for Rookie of the Year. I don't care what anybody say. He got an elite point guard at his disposal with Ja. He gonna have some of the easier looks than all these guys. Shepard got to try to carry. Got to try to be the missing link that the Rockets need. You got of course Castle. He got to make an immediate impact. Is he gonna bring the type of level of defense? Is he gonna be the perimeter guy that the Spurs truly need as well? So I think they got more pressure than Zach Edey does. So I think Zeke Edey gonna be in a great situation. I think his numbers go translate, and I think his impact go to immediately translate for the Grizzlies' success. So I got Edey for sure.
All right. We're gonna try to speed through some of these.
I mean,
go ahead.
I don't want to disrespect Zach Edey because Zach Edey, don't get me wrong, Zach Edey is like he has like tremendous potential as far as like being a lob threat, and along with Ja Morant, like y'all saw that game against the Dallas Mavericks. Like this is like the most ideal situation for his play style. However, but we're not gonna act like Zachary Richardson over there in Atlanta.
I was just saying
isn't in just as much of a spectacular position to show off in the regular season of all seasons. Like I mean, in the rookie season of all season. Like Zachary Richardson in that game against Indiana, the same thing that y'all are saying about Zach Edey and his impact potentially and him being able to be a 12-10 player. Zachary Richardson very much literally has the potential with Trae Young as his point guard and having other versatile defenders like Jalen Johnson, like DeAndre Hunter being next to him, and hell, quiet as kept, Larry Nance Jr. next to him. He has the potential of being the floor spacer that could very well like separate him from the rest of the rookies, like Alex Sarr, like Zach Edey. He very potentially could be the one that averages like 18 points in his rookie season, efficiently, by the way, because he can floor space. That Zachary Richardson is that's my Rookie of the Year prediction. That man is a baller.
All right, look, we're gonna have to speed through some of these, but that's a good take by you guys, man. Which rookie will have the best player? Will be the best player in 5 years? GM say Reed Shepard, followed by Stephon Castle, then Zachary Richardson, which you just said that for third. Which rookie was the biggest steal at where they were selected in the draft? There was literally a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was a 6-way tie for first place with with Washington pick at 14 with
Shannon
Bub.
Jr.
Yeah, Bub Carrington. Then Devin Carter on Sacramento. Johnny Furphy Furphy from Indiana. Dalton Connect LA. Terrence Shannon Jr. on Minnesota and Nikola Topic on OKC. Make it quick. Who do you which guys think which team you think had the biggest steal, y'all?
I think
Terrence
we should
Shannon
say for
Jr.
me.
Terrence Shannon Jr.
Steal.
ahead, Zeno.
Steal. My bad. Steal.
Biggest steal, yeah.
Yeah, never mind. Go ahead.
That's it. All right. I bet. The best international player is obviously Joker, followed by Luca, then Victor. Apparently, Giannis just passed away. Who's the best international? Who's the best international player not in the NBA? This I'm not important right now. Who's the best defensive player in the NBA? Victor got 40% of the GM votes. Then there's a three-way tie for second with Bam, Rudy, and Drew Holiday. Then a tie for
I guess
third.
Anthony Davis just rolled over in his grave.
Then a tie for third was Giannis, AD, and Herb Jones.
Man,
No.
hey, as Bobo once said when they gave Victor Wembanyama a foul against him, he said, "Y'all dick riding, bro. I get it." So hey,
you know what? I'm gonna like my dad used to tell me.
He cooked. I'm not gonna lie.
I bet. The best perimeter defender is the best perimeter defender according to GMs is Drew Holiday with 43% of the votes. The best interior defender, obviously, with Wemby with 40% of the votes. Then Rudy Gobert, 37% of the votes. Then Anthony Davis with 10% of the votes. Then who's the most versatile defender in the NBA? Number one with Giannis with 17% of the votes. Then the two-way tie with OG and Victor. Then Bam. Then Drew. Then Jonathan Isaac. Then Herb Jones. Then Jalen McDaniels.
Do people literally just think Anthony Davis is just a rim protector?
Yeah.
I think so.
Is that what they think that he only provides?
I think so.
He provides rim
according to
protection?
the GMs, as you can see, third on best interior defender.
That's what they think. I don't.
That
I don't
is.
know.
Oh my god.
Hey, and casual. These are
I
the
remember what he did
GMs
against the
who are
Warriors,
paid
but maybe
to
Who
study
are
the
paying
game.
they're getting paid to decipher talent, and they come to that conclusion.
Hey, and guess what? We get to do it for free.
Mm.
I don't know about you now.
Pay us, chat.
Which is the best defensive team in the NBA according to the GMs? Majority of them said the Celtics, followed by the Wolves, then OKC. Who was the best head coach in the NBA? Eric Spoelstra, Mark Daigneault, then Steve Kerr.
Do y'all feel like Eric Spoelstra is a safe pick though, or y'all feel like bro?
He's still the best.
At this point, I feel like he is a safe
He's
pick.
still the best coach.
No, it's not to say he's not the best coach, but it's a safe pick at this point. Like
So,
people already
it's
already understood.
So real quick, outside of Eric Spoelstra,
how the hell does Steve Kerr?
The best coach?
Steve Kerr fucking. I would say Nick Nurse, but
Nick Nurse.
I think Nick Nurse is a better head coach than Steve Kerr. Quiet to skip. I think what's my guy's name? Dragunov. I think he's a better head coach than Steve Kerr right now as well.
Steve Kerr in there is crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how Steve Kerr made it. All right, which head coach is the
Legacy
best manager / motivator of people? Number one, Spo. Number two, Steve Kerr, which is funny. Number three, Joe Mazzulla, tied with Pop and Doc Rivers, and followed by number 6 being Jason Kidd.
What? Say it again. Who is this?
I don't know how.
This is best. This is best. This head coach is the best manager / motivator of people.
Oh, Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd should. How Jason Kidd with Mark Cuban isn't like right there at number 2 behind Eric Spoelstra.
Jason Kidd is no. Take him off the list, please.
Head coach will makes the best in-game adjustments. You got Ty Lue number 1, Eric Spoelstra number 2, Mark Daigneault number 3, and then tied for 4 is Rick Carlisle, Taylor Jenkins, and Nick Nurse. I think they got this
Taylor
wrong.
Jenkins. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think
so.
Taylor
No,
Jenkins
so one. No, Eric Spoelstra in the top 5 is blasphemy.
What?
2,
he's second.
He was second.
Yeah, he's second, bro.
What? Wait. It's my fault. I read last year Eric Spoelstra and I was like, what? Never mind. Why is Damn,
Rick
what's his
Carlisle was
name?
crazy.
Jason Kidd not there.
I don't know. Honestly, there's probably a hot
Jason Kidd
take.
should be there.
There's probably a
I
hot
don't know
take.
why Taylor Jenkins isn't there.
Tyloo
You don't
in-game
know.
adjustments.
Wait, you don't think Taylor Jenkins
Tyloo in-game
makes
adjustments is
adjustments?
overrated.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Taylor Jenkins makes in-game adjustments.
He does. But like, hey, I'm thinking this is mainly from like the that we was able to see it this season. And like,
But if that's the case, then shit, like
Tyronn Lue made a lot of adjustments, but like, I'm so confused.
So then, if that's the case, then Jason Kidd is much higher. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Jason Kidd should have been higher, a lot higher.
Okay. Joe Mazzulla. What was Joe Mazzulla?
I don't think it was on the list as well.
Joe Mazzulla should have been up there then, if that's the case as well. Because like, we're not gonna act like Joe Mazzulla did not make exceptional adjustments.
I ain't going that far.
Apparently not. See?
But apparently GMs agree. He also received votes was Chris Finch, Will Hardy, Mike Malone. No Joe Mazzulla.
Did Chris Finch make any significant adjustments if Joe Mazzulla didn't? Like,
No, I'm not gonna do that. But nevertheless, which head coach runs the best offense? Obviously, Rick Carlisle. Which head coach runs the best defense? Exposure. Which new or relocated head coach will make the biggest impact on his new team? The GMs think is going to be Bud for the Phoenix Suns. Then tied for second is Kenny Atkinson and JB Bickerstaff for the Cavs and Pistons. All right, I'm gonna speed through these next three. Best assistant coach according to the NBA, Sam Cassell and Micah Nori is tied for 17% of the votes. Then Sean Sweeney from Dallas, then Chris Quinn and Jeff Van Gundy from the Miami and Clippers are for assistant head coaches. Which active player would make the best head coach someday? GMs think it will be Chris Paul, then Garrett Temple, then Mike Conley, TJ McConnell, and Fred VanVleet. All right.
I'm really surprised to see TJ McConnell and Fred. Like that's a little though.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised about TJ. I'm not surprised.
No. I'm just TJ.
Fred VanVleet is a little crazy though.
Like yeah. But shout out to TJ though for sure.
Shout out to TJ.
Which team is most fun to watch? The Pacers number 1, OKC number 2, and Denver and Golden State is tied at 3rd, followed by the Celtics. All right,
that's a good one. Hey, who's everybody top 3? Just top 3. Top 3 much watch teams this year.
The Bucks.
I'm trying to watch
OKC. Yeah, and OKC. Honestly, the Knicks. I'm not gonna cap. I'm actually
I'm gonna say the Knicks, Minnesota,
the Bucks,
and of course Dallas.
The Bucks, OKC, and the Kings most likely.
Okay. I'm gonna say the Bucks, OKC.
Did I say the Bucks?
And Charlotte, bro. And Charlotte.
Yes,
Charlotte.
Ew,
bro, this is like your 4th time mentioning Charlotte for no reason.
Yeah,
which team?
OKC. Wait, let me rephrase my order. I accidentally said the Bucks. My bad. OKC, the Kings, and maybe Houston. To be honest,
Houston actually is not a bad. That's not a bad one. That is not a bad one. Yeah.
Shit, I'm gonna say Memphis, man. I'm gonna take out the Mavs.
Memphis not bad.
Making me sick. I'm not even gonna lie.
Memphis not bad.
I'll put Memphis in there too.
The best,
not bad well. Pistons are fine. Yeah.
The team with the best home court advantage, according to GM, is Denver number 1, OKC number 2, and then tied for 3rd is Boston and Knicks. Which team will have?
Let's not be familiar with Utah's game.
No, Utah got votes for at number 5.
Yeah. W racism,
Yeah, shout out to
that. Which team will have the highest league most efficient offense? Boston have the majority of votes with 50. Then the Pacers, then OKC. Which team's level of success this season is the toughest to predict? For the GMs, it was the Lakers at number 1. Then tied for second was the Rockets and Pelicans. Then followed by that was the Suns. Then tied for 5th is Dallas and the Sixers.
I don't know why Dallas and the 76ers up there. Like, come on, bro. Like,
So I can predict some of these. So in regards to Dallas, is more so their reputation of they don't typically optimize the regular season, and Jason Kidd typically does majority of his experimentation during the regular season. So I think is that Philly is obviously how many games Embiid is going to play. The Suns,
as well, yeah.
The Suns is same thing with them, as well as how the new offense is going to fit. The Pelicans, same thing with Zion. The Rockets, I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised the Rockets are up there. I think it's more so it's unclear how much improvement the young core is going to become. And then the Lakers, I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of surprised the Lakers are number 1. I'll be honest with you. I don't see how they're tough to predict.
Yeah, I don't either.
All right, but next, which team has the most promising young core? OKC took on majority of the votes, obviously. Then number 2 with the Magic, number 3 with Houston, number 4 the Spurs, then the Pistons. Which player is the most?
The perfect order.
Yeah, facts. Which player was the most athletic? Number 1, Anthony Edwards. Number 2, Giannis. Number 3, Amin Thompson, and tied for 4th, Ja Morant and Asura Thompson. I would have the same 5 guys, but different order.
Agreed.
All right. Who's the best pure shooter? Curry. We can move on. Who's fastest with the ball? De'Aaron Fox, number 1. Ja, number 2. Maxey, number 3. And Kyrie, number 4.
Is it crazy that I would swap out Tyrese Maxey? I would swap out John Moran and Tyrese Maxey.
No, it's not crazy.
Not
For who?
Not at all.
I think Amen is faster. Not gonna lie, than Kyrie, but
see with Kyrie,
number 1.
See with Kyrie is like
it's his shiftiness.
It's the shiftiness. It's like the acceleration and deceleration. That's what it is. He even does that in transition too. Like he's not a end-to-end balls to the wall. Let's go. It's like, all right, cool. Let me survey. All right, bet. Let me break this dude ankles real quick. Speed up, slow down, and speed up.
I love that. No, let me break this ankles.
Nah, he do. Like, I'm sort of guy. Kyrie be like, I already got this dude beat. I can easily speed boost him, but let me just show off real quick. What's up? Then players who's best at moving out the ball. Obviously, that's Curry. The which player is the best passer? Jokic took majority of that. Then Luka. Then Tyrese. Then
Jokic took it over. Nah, Jokic a bad boy though.
Jokic took it 70%. Then
Jokic a bad boy.
Then Luka. Then Tyrese Halliburton. Then surprisingly, Josh Giddey made it 4th over LeBron. Interesting.
Wait, huh?
Oh, for the people in the back, they didn't hear me. According to GMs, which player is the best passer? Jokic, Luka, Halliburton, then Josh Giddey.
Josh Giddey. Yeah. Anyways,
all right.
We can move on.
Then you want to go?
Yeah, I think he's bad. He's bad in offense.
Which GM was the first one that brought up Josh Giddey? I need to know that. Who's the first GM that did that?
I think he's better. He's better at what's called offense rather than passing. But hey, he's a really good offender.
And I guess LeBron must have retired. LeBron must be retiring or something.
Yeah, LeBron retired, dog. I don't know though. Like y'all don't think that Luka and Jokic are like a lot closer than what the results are saying?
I think no. Obviously we think that they're close.
70 to that's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's closer. But that's my thing. The next tier is LeBron. Like LeBron is like literally the next tier.
Yeah, like I've seen Jokic make some passes where it's like, how the hell did he see that?
I'm so confused. Wait, are you trying to say LeBron is just above everyone else as a passer or what?
I think it's Jokic, Luka, and then it's everybody, and then it's ... and then it's LeBron, and then like Tyrese, Trae Young,
Halliburton. People are gonna respect Trae next season. I'm gonna tell you now.
I said Trae. Did I not say Trae?
Trae should. There shouldn't be a ... next to Trae and what's called.
All right, so take one dot away.
No,
I didn't say I
LeBron.
didn't say I didn't say it was a ... with LeBron.
He
I said
did.
it was
You
I
you
said it
did
was
though.
Luka. No,
You
I
definitely
did.
no
I said
casual. You definitely
Jokic.
said ...
Okay,
after
okay,
Thank
okay.
you.
after
Oh,
Luca.
okay. We will replay this. I'll say it again. Jokic, Luka, ... LeBron, Halliburton, Trey Young, ...
Why
I
you
Everybody.
don't
wait?
think.
Why
I
you
don't
keep
think. I
acting
don't
like
think. I don't think
Luca
Halley
not
being
LeBron.
in this
still?
I don't think
conversation.
LeBron is further from Jokic and Luka. I think those three
Oh
I
no,
guys
agree.
I disagree. I
tier
disagree.
1000%. I think they're in the same tier. I you. I
LeBron
think
has made a
Jokic.
career
I think
off
the
of
order
his
is
past.
right.
Like,
But we're not talking about career. We're talking about as of
No, no, I'm
last
not. No,
season.
no, no. I'm not talking about career. I'm talking about what I
We're
seen
not. I'm
last
not talking
season.
to you. I'm not referring to you. Brandon said his
right.
career.
We can move on, yo, because I'm about to swing on casual. Go ahead.
I bet. So
Go ahead.
which player is the best? Which player is the best leader? We got Steph Curry, number one. Then tied for second is Jalen Brunson, LeBron James. Then tied for third is Jrue Holiday, Joker, then Chris Paul. I think the Jalen Brunson thing was because the pay cut, but that's whatever. Who's the most versatile player in the NBA? Number one, Giannis. Number two, LeBron James. Number three, tied for third is KD, Tatum, and Victor Wembanyama. Then six is Mikal Bridges. Right. All right. Which player has the best
Bro, how
IQ?
many are these? Like, what the? Go ahead.
We have
My bad.
a few more. Let's say, bro. Which player has the best IQ? Joker, then LeBron, then Luca, then Chris Paul, then Tyrese Halliburton. Which player would you want taking the last shot in the game? For some reason, the guy who never won a single playing game, Steph Curry, then Kevin Durant, then Luka Doncic, then tied for fourth, Joker and Damian Lillard.
Where De'Aaron Fox at? You know, I don't
No,
know.
no, he ain't make it. What rule
RP to him.
regarding play, schedule, draft / lottery playoff format, roster construction, etc.
Where did
Most
that
needs to
Steph
change.
Stray come from?
I don't know what you're talking about. Most
Okay.
needs to change. The GMs think roster construction, the apron rules, they think that needs to change, which is ironic because they agreed to that shit. Second is the
Right?
scheduling. Second is the scheduling. Then tied for third is playoff format / free agency, and then tied for fifth is return to day one drafts. Oh, they don't want 2-day drafts no more. If y'all had to change one thing, keep it quick about the NBA, what would it be? That's the last question.
Apron rules. Fuck it. I'm wrong with the gyms. I thought it was questionable as well. I think that there was a better way that they could have came to this conclusion. I'm not mad at it. It makes it fair for everybody, but I think it was a different way that they could have went about it.
Does it have to be a rule, or can it be like?
Yeah, if you change a rule or condition, if you could change
Yeah.
one thing.
Well, I was gonna say, mine was gonna be more towards like the All-Star weekend and what they would do with that. Like do away with I wouldn't say do away with the dunk contest. However, I just think that they need to actually start going to go get people that actually can dunk and make like it an entertaining dunk contest. Like honestly, maybe start paying these guys, or even get some street performers dunk. Shit, I'd rather watch a YouTuber dunk than
What's
seeing
up, bro?
Jalen Brown put his hand over his eyes and making that like
That's
a spectacular dunk. But listen, that's what they championed in the '80s though. That's why I say like the '80s dunk contests were overrated. But yeah.
All right, we ain't gotta get into that. I think I think
Alright, we can move on.
if I won't change anything, just make it 1 through 16. Play everybody 3 times out of the year. Just make this shit 1 through 16. It makes no sense.
Zeno, what about you?
Zeno, would you change anything?
No, not really. I have not much to change, to be honest. I'm kind of fine with what's going on right now. It's actually very interesting.
All right. Right now we're gonna give the last segment of the show. Well, second to last segment of the show to Herm with Memphis Barbecue.
Is Herm up here?
Yes, he right there.
No, I can't even see that man. I ain't gonna
I
lie
see
to
him
you.
loading. Like I don't see
It's
him like.
yeah, it's a rolling circle.
He having technical difficulties. We're gonna try to stall him out for a little bit. Speaking of which, I think it's a perfect time, or an unfortunate time, to mention some of the passings of some of the most honorable legends that we had in our community. First, let's start off with a childhood favorite to some. John Amos passed away. Um, born in 19,
Damn.
born in 1939 to 2024. You probably know him for as playing
I'm
the
back. I'm good, man.
Father of Good Times. James. In addition, he played other roles as well. John Amos was a mentor to a lot of black actors and actresses coming up through the game. In addition to that, he was obviously a charitable man, a father, and lived a very fruitful life. So, just a moment of silence for John Amos, man.
Oh man, the first black father, man. Black TV father,
Damn,
man.
Herb, what the hell happened to the moment of silence,
Here coming back at the most inopportune time is so it's actually
Damn,
fun.
Bro,
bro.
only Herm will fuck up a moment of silence.
That's
I
crazy.
swear.
All right, bro. You know what? Wait, man, next person.
Nigga,
next
a
person.
second of silence.
Next person. Hey, you botched this, hurt. It's crazy. Next person is Dikembe Mutombo dying.
That's a
Dying
blurry ass
No.
image.
Herm's the
Like,
only nigga I know who would ever do that, and that's
don't
just
do
oh,
my dog like
Hey, hold
that,
on.
bro. Hold on,
Why y'all
Dikembe
get my
look
dog
like
the
Dembe.
PlayStation 2 graphics?
bro, man. Y'all got to listen, man. It just to remind the people of one of the many moments of Dikembe Mutombo. Right?
I remember
When he was
Shaq cooked them
blurry?
in the finals.
No, nigga. No, nigga. More so, that's the picture they took when they upset it. The Seattle
Oh my
Supersonics in
god.
That
'94.
looked like the
Hey,
original
hey, hey,
picture.
hey, Brandon, if you tilt your head a little bit to the right and you squint your eyes, don't it look like Matumbo got two T's at it?
Nah, you know what?
Hey,
You know what?
yo.
Y'all disrespecting the dead. So we
No,
just
you
gonna
Oh my
go.
disrespected that
god.
picture.
Nah.
Finna get a
Forget.
new
Nah.
one.
You
I'm,
disrespected them with
you know. You know
with
what?
that copycat ass
You know what?
picture.
I'm trying to remind the people of what
Oh,
this man
Roblox
did.
ass picture.
I'm trying to remind the people what this man did, and y'all just doing some niggly shit. So,
Oh,
niggly is crazy.
but what you mean? See, no, you hear this, man? I can't even get a
oh my
moment stop for
god.
a dead person.
Bro,
Jeez.
you want to get a moment of silence while we watch this Nintendo 64 ass picture.
But yo, y'all
Oh, Sega
listen.
Genesis.
I'm sorry,
Stop
There's
niggly
a
doing
is
dead
there's
so
a
people.
there's a
crazy.
handicapped parking spot in hell
It's
for
gonna
you
be a
niggas.
lot of
But
silence.
listen, man. Listen, bro. So RIP to Mutombo, bro. Like
R.I.P.
not only a great player, a
No.
four-time DPOY, multiple time All-Star, multiple time defensive team recipient. Obviously, one of the most pioneer centers of his time. But as great as he was as a player, he was a greater man off the court. For those who don't know, Mutombo was doing a lot of things, especially for the game of basketball in his home country. And during that process, he not only donated and funded a lot of children's education, but he him and Luau Dang was working on implementing multiple basketball programs, including courts, trainers, nutritionists, as well as other agricultural events that not only promotes the game of basketball, but overall improve the overall life of his home country. And through that, we thank you, Mutombo, and most likely Sean, and reminding the people that your legacy is not just one of an athlete, but one of a man and a mentor. And just a moment of silence for Mutombo.
Nigga look like Martin.
Bro, RP, bro, y'all, bro,
If you
RP,
squint your eyes, nigga look like
RP
Don
to
Cheadle.
Mutombo, RP to Mutombo, bro. But we gonna have our last segment with her Memphis Barbecue. Herm, you
R.I.P.
ready?
to Batumbo though. John Amos.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's get it.
R&B
Let's
to
get
him.
it,
All right,
man.
you want your
Damn,
camera
my
on or
mic
what?
ain't. Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Want your
Yeah,
mic
we can
on?
hear you.
Damn, nigga, we told you.
This nigga
That
Herb.
nigga had Martin talking about
Bro, as
Batumbo. That
soon
was
as he tried to
funny.
cut on his camera, his phone said, "Not today, nigga."
No.
See, that's what you get for play. That's what you get for posting that PS3 ass picture because the Dikembe came in like.
Would you be able to turn on your camera or not?
Go
I
ahead,
can't. I'm driving though.
All right, no, we don't need that. All right.
No. Yeah, let's not do that.
Just, I'm gonna put you on solo screen. Do what you do, Herm.
Hey man, first of all, man, hey, it's gonna be H30. It's a good year for the state of New York, man. Knicks are getting better. Liberty in the finals. It look like it's gonna be the Subway Series because the Mets won today. The Yankees up 2-0 right now. You gonna have the Yankees and the Mets in the World Series. That's my prediction. And I'm letting y'all know that now. So y'all will see the Yankees versus the Mets in the World Series. So New York wins either way it go in that. They finna get.
Yeah, that shit said. That shit said.
And on top of that, I'm finna make a bold prediction that the New York Knicks will make the NBA Finals for the first time since 1999 this year. Are they gonna win it? Hell no. But they go upset and they go surprise everybody and make it to the NBA Finals. So the state of New York is actually winning. But the main thing, let's get to the main thing. We got this character. We got this wannabe exposer want to sit up here and take shots at the Don, at the King? You taking shots at the King, my nigga? You want to put Pee Wee Herman pics? You want to sit up there and do the memes with the bicycle, tell my bicycle conversated, nigga? I had a box Chevy at 12 years old, nigga. I had a box Chevy on 22s at 12 years old, nigga. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, nigga. I'm from the South, nigga. We don't ride bikes. The only bikes that we did have, nigga, the only bikes we was trying to ride was dirt bikes, nigga, where I'm from, nigga. We weren't trying to ride no bicycles, nigga. We were trying to drive cars and shit where I'm from, so get your motherfucking mind right when it comes to that. But hey, John, I'll tell you this, boy. I'm going to smoke you like I did before. I'm going to have you crying on your own show for an hour. Tell us, well, I didn't understand the topic, or y'all Zesty Jeffries just love Herm so much y'all went against me, and I know, hey, that's what you're going to end up doing, son. You want to do a debate on fanboys? You the ultimate fanboy. That's all you do. Zesty Jeffrey this, Zesty Jeffrey that.
Did this shit
and I'm gonna tell you another thing too, boy. You're gonna keep coming up here talking about your LeBron James and all that. And I'm gonna tell you why he not the GOAT. 4 and 6. And I'm gonna tell you another thing why he can't be the GOAT. Because of 2011. 2011. And I'm gonna tell you one more thing, boy. Out here in Memphis, or good old Memphis dry rub barbecue, I'm gonna tell you another thing, boy. I'm gonna see you, and all I'm gonna say this.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Whenever he says "boy," I feel hurt because I can sense the hate in the boy.
Zeno, hold on. Hey, what you gonna do when Hollywood Herb talks in circles on you? And then that's all I gotta say. Shout out to the Hollywood barbecue.
You the ultimate instigator, boy. You still the ultimate instigator.
Whenever I hear this nigga say "boy," I feel like in my ancestry that does not feel good.
It don't feel good. It feels like my ancestors will be insulted, but I'm not like
exactly. He's like, yeah, boy. I'm like,
so Herm, let me ask you a question though, Herm. So
what's that?
So you gonna be on his show Friday, and then he's gonna be on yours Saturday?
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. And
okay, call it. Are you gonna sweep him, or you think?
Oh man, I'm a sweeper because it's supposed to be 3. I'm gonna come on this show, do it his way. Saturday, I'm gonna be more fair to him. But Saturday, I'm gonna come up with a topic by Saturday that we go debate on. Then Sunday, did the third debate whenever Lamont could do it. He want to do it the Lamont way, when with all the rankings, ChatGTP and all this shit. He want to do a debate that way. So there's gonna be so-called 3 debates between.
So
me
let
and
me,
this dude.
Herm, let me ask you.
Really, I think it's gonna be a circus show Friday. So I'm prepared for it.
Let me ask you though. What is Johnny's weakness? Like you've been around, you've been able to see him talk the game. You call him a fanboy. What is the weakness of a Johnny?
I think he's just too biased with his talking points. He want to be. He'll sell his soul for any level of talking point to stick to his main factor of why certain things are a certain way. Like when we ask him a simple question, who the greatest running back of all time, he's sticking with Edmund Smith because of total numbers. So, and we know damn well that Edmund Smith is not the best running back of all time. He got the rushing yards, of course, but he don't understand the significant factors that go into it. So with him, focus on total numbers is his weakness to drive a point that he's trying to drive. So you see disingenuous things like when he brought up, and we ain't heard this in a while, but don't get me wrong, Wilt is that nigga. But when he tell us so, now all of a sudden, we ain't heard this in years. Now all of a sudden he want to bring up the Wilt over Jordan thing, but it's the drive home is factor of LeBron, because one thing that Wilt does have, he always was getting the numbers. So he's a numbers driven guy, and I think by him being a numbers driven guy, he would ignore certain things just so he could stick to
Well,
his
so hold
talking
on, Herm.
points.
Don't give him the whole, because this is the thing though. You got 3 shows that you got to appear on. So last
Let
thing,
him
like
do
last,
it.
No,
Let him do
but
give
it.
him
here's
the
the
whole
thing though.
thing
Our
though.
debate is not gonna be focused on that though. So end of the day, the debate Friday, he want to talk about is fanboys good or bad for basketball. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
it's hard to explain totals when it comes to fanboys. That's a hard one. That's a hard
yeah,
one.
so end of the day, that's a crazy
Nah,
little
I will
debate
say,
to
I'm
me,
not Herm.
honestly.
Not Herm. I'm
But
not gonna
I
count.
know
If
I
this
know it's gonna
dude,
be a lot of trolling in that debate though. I don't think it's gonna be serious. So what
Yeah,
he
but
gonna
you
nah,
gotta
do?
be
if
on
he
10. You gotta
finds,
be on 10 the whole
if
debate
he
though.
finds, if he finds some fanboy stats, Herm, that you out of there, Herm. I'm not gonna count. Like if he,
Nah,
No, no,
this
no.
nigga end up,
I finna beat rabbit his ass. I finna 8 mile his ass. This what he
all
gonna
right,
do,
just don't
bro.
cheddar bob yourself.
No,
yeah,
no, but
don't
no,
don't
no,
set
no,
about
no,
it.
but this what he gonna do.
Don't let it be spaghetti on your arm.
Fans of Johnny and go James Kingdom and LeBron fanboys and all y'all out there that just go against Herm, cause I always say the type of shit that gonna irk y'all nerves. End of the day, what A. Johnny is going to do Friday night, y'all. He's gonna let me explain why fanboys are bad for basketball, and I'm gonna use certain talking points. And all he's going to do when I do explain why fanboys are bad for sports, because I know he already did searched up a survey of how people feel about fanboys. I got some help somehow, and the month is gonna help him too. By the way, don't going to get a twist. Like the month helped him the other day, muting me, putting me backstage, and all that shit the month was doing. And so, end of the day, he gonna get some help for Lamont. All they gonna do, whatever I do, explain and finish explaining why fanboys are bad for the game. He's gonna try to pull up old clips of me trolling to use as a talking point to say that I'm a fanboy. So that's all he essentially is going to do. And by him doing that, I think that would be lame. I think that would just expose him for not wanting to do a real debate on sports. And I think at the end of the day, he's scared of me because he know I'm gonna embarrass his ass again. And anything
Well,
that he
Herm,
do.
What would you say though? Because I remember that, that first debate that y'all had, and I always tell you that he really could have beat you. And I don't feel like you had your best showing when you did that debate with him. So
I
like,
mean,
what are you doing
I didn't
differently
take him
now?
serious. I
Yeah,
didn't take him
Okay,
this is the
so
serious.
last question,
do
my
you
brother.
take him serious now?
The reason I'm gonna take him serious now, cause I just want to whoop his ass. I want to whoop his ass. I want to really give the middle finger to all y'all LeBron fanboys out there. So by me spanking his ass again, all I'm essentially doing is giving y'all LeBron fanboys another middle finger and say fuck y'all, because y'all deserve the worst type of treatment y'all could get from Hollywood Herm. So end of the day, that's all I want to do, just give LeBron fans the middle finger by cooking Goat James Kingdom, aka A Johnny, once again. So really, I'm telling y'all what's gonna be the move for Friday night. I'm telling y'all how it's gonna go. I'm already predicting what he's going to do. He's gonna try to make it a clown show he's gonna let me explain why fanboys are bad. As soon as I get done with my explanation, y'all gonna see a lot of clips. He gonna try to use the fact that I always talk my shit and I always troll against me to say that I'm a fanboy, but that's not gonna work, bro. You can't troll the troll, and that's what I'm trying to get you to understand, Johnny. You can't troll the troll. So if that's your angle, bro, it's a waste of goddamn time. If that's what you trying to do Friday night, 'cause that's the only reason I can see you want to do a debate on fanboy, so you could finesse and do the shit that you do to try to make fun out of the situation. So if you doing that, bro, That's further let me know that you scared, bro. That you really don't want to talk sports. You just want to spew narratives and bullshit, the shit that you trying to accuse me of doing. So man, you really easy work, bro. So if you on that, bro, just leave it alone, bro.
On that note, we're gonna pick our chat word today, and also just remind people, just let people know
No.
on top on on top of on top of on top of the iconic feud between Herm and a Johnny this Friday, we also gonna debut something that's very special, and I think it's gonna have a huge impact and inspiration to our FYF supporters, man. So starting Friday, you're gonna get more instructions on this. This is our first ever PS5 raffle giveaway. There's gonna be more. There's gonna be more details. There's gonna be more details on. Yeah, there's gonna be more details on Friday. But nevertheless, the raffle gonna begin next week. More instructions is gonna follow up on Friday Night Exposure with Johnny GJK collaboration. Nevertheless, though, tickets gonna be cheap, no more than $10, and obviously enter it, have a chance to win. Get a controller, get a P5, and get a game. But nevertheless, who is the chat war today? So we got it.
I say it's between me and Jamar.
Yeah, I give it to Jamar, man.
I give it to Jamar because Brandon, at the moment Brandon joined joined the panel, it went straight to Jamar, bro.
I give it to Jamar because I didn't see Zeno. I didn't see Zeno become this petty to any chat warrior ever. So yeah,
type shit.
No, Zeno was in his bag today. Shout out to Zeno.
Yeah.
Zeno said, "Yo, I'm saving the silver."
Brandon, we told Jamar to fight back. Jamar just went home. He just packed his bags and went home.
He didn't even type back. He
didn't type back. That's crazy. Zeno, whooping feet, boy. I'll tell you.
Shout out to Zeno.
But y'all let the people know where they can find you so we get out of here, man.
Shout out to Zeno Ali. You can catch me on a casual sports fan. I'm gonna be posting videos bi-weekly. Yeah, I know more basketball than you. I'll be chatting with you guys later.
So we lying to ourselves.
And peace.
All right. Zeno Herm.
My name is Zeno. You'll catch me on my new channel named Just Zeno. Because I'm Just Zeno. And I'll be posting content there. Also, Vanity Sports Debates. I'm there too. So say hi.
Man, y'all know where to find Hollywood Herm at, man. Whether it's on Ticket TV, whether it's on FIL Sports, whether it's on the crossover on FIL Sports, and also, man, full court press 94 feet, boys, Saturday nights, man. So, man, y'all can catch me on there. But most definitely tune in Friday night for the ass whooping that I'm going to give A. Johnny, man. So y'all tune in for that and be ready for that, man. Gonna be one of the most hype shows that we had in a while.
Brandon, you better flame Zeno for that Peter Parker ass intro he gave him just now for his new channel.
Yeah, it was definitely. I definitely got to subscribe. Zeno, make sure you send me the link, bro. But yeah, no, I'm rebranding. You can find me in the chats. You can find me on panels trolling. You can find me, going 20v1 on somebody's, channel. Usually wiping them, with my takes. But salute to the crossover, salute to FYF, and salute to the chat though, for sure. Sturdy, you gonna go?
No, you can find me. I'm just playing. We out of here, y'all.
You singing Nelly?